Let's go ahead and check in on our buddy boy. This is his room, right? Go ahead and, yeah. He wanted one that didn't have any women in it, so we don't want to spook the guy. Or didn't have any women nearby. Hello? Anybody there? I'm the guy staying in the room next door. You got a sec to talk? So now, is this gonna be... No. Okay, because I remember there was a famous movie actor who was at the Tharbad Film Festival in the last game. He doesn't look like that guy, though. You said you're from next door. What can I do for you? The young lady that checked you in told us a little bit about you. Said it seemed like you had something bothering you. She was pretty concerned. You know, okay, I've brought it up before, but the customer service personnel in these games seem really lax with people's information. She doesn't know us from anybody else, and she's just telling us all this information about this guy. Now, I don't mean to meddle, but I see. I can understand why my behavior would come across as odd. But I'm sorry. I'd really prefer not to bother you with the issue. Well, if you can't talk to a stranger, how about a coworker? Judith? And of course he'd clock her instantly. He sees her all the time. It sounds like whatever's going on is part of why you were late to filming. Oh, that's this guy! Okay, so that does... I didn't read too much into that. Now I realize I should have. I see. Now I understand why you're here. Let me introduce myself then. My name's Ethan Smith. I'm an actor, and I came to Messeldom for filming. However, as you already know, I happened to miss today's shoot. By the way, Judith mentioned that you took my place during filming. Okay, so it was his role that we got. Well, you know how Director Gotti is. When he makes a request, there's no getting out of it. And I wasn't so much taking your place as I was just filling in for a bit. Definitely not planning a career change anytime soon, that's for sure. So he's like, don't worry bro, your job's still secure. Besides, seeing you up close, I think it's fair to say your face is far more suited to the big screen than mine is. I don't know, there's plenty of people who seem to like your face, Van. Actually, now that I think about it, I read about you in a magazine article recently. You're one of the hottest upcoming stars at 1209. Maybe not too upcoming, given today, right? Replacing him, okay, I couldn't imagine that if he was, like, imagine if Judith hadn't shown up, they wouldn't have just recast some random person off the street to fill her role. They'd have waited, so yeah. Well, I don't think you disrupted the schedule as much as you think you did. Mr. Gotti said they'd only need to do a few partial retakes. You think so? Huh. By the way, how exactly do you three know each other? We're co-workers too. Yeah, I guess the best way to put it is that I was one of Mr. Arkride's former clients. And I'm one of his assistants. Putting that aside though, why don't you tell us the reason you didn't show up today? I heard it was because you weren't feeling well, but that wasn't true, was it? Well, you see, it's just out with it already. What happened? Listen, I get that sometimes there are good reasons for skipping work. But I'm gonna be real disappointed if you keep trying to hide the truth from us, especially with you acting all fidgety like that. After all said and done, we're colleagues. If you can't trust me, then what does that say about our working relationship? Alright, I get it. It's just... By the way, here's my card. We do lots of behind-the-scenes work, if you catch my drift. Yeah! Trying to make sure he feels at ease about what's about to go down. Arkride Solutions. I didn't know people like you really existed. Yeah, because outside of Calvard, we seem not to. I think I understand how you met them now. I mean, that's the short of it, but yeah. So, that's a pretty good reference then. If you can't go to the police or the guild, we're the guys you call. And if that's how you describe your particular problem, we might just be able to help you. I guess if rumors have already spread about my absence, it's only a matter of time. Alright, I'd like you to help me drive off a stalker. Was it that girl outside? There's no way. She was too nondescript. A stalker? Hey, keep your voice down. She used to be just another fan. It probably is that girl. But around the time I started getting popular, she began showering me with letters and gifts. Uh-oh. Don't want any of that. Next, she's going to start thinking he's sending her secret messages through the TV. Not only was she sending, or through the movie screen, rather. Not only was she sending them to my agency, but she somehow managed to get them sent to my personal address, too. Uh-oh. She's going to want more than a lock of your hair, buddy. Then I started feeling like I was being watched everywhere I went. Sounds like we're already outside the realm of a little celebrity crush, then. Me being late today was because I was having trouble giving her the slip. Oh. I'm positive she's followed me to Messeldom. Holy. No wonder he was like, please, for the love of Adios, don't put me next to any women. So it's like, if a woman comes in asking for the room next to mine, don't give it to her. You know, I've heard a little about the mental state of stalkers before. When facing rejection from the object of their affections, not only will most people turn inward, they'll assume they did something wrong. But with stalkers, it's the opposite. They'll get angry at the other person for not reacting the way they wanted them to. It's textbook narcissism. If she's already that far gone, maybe it would be better to get the police or guild involved after all. Exactly! Yet again, this is the exact sort of thing that they handle. Well, I considered it, but it's not like she's tried to kill me or anything. Right! She hasn't tried to kill you yet! You don't know what? She might be at the theater right now going, he's telling me we want to be together. But he's kissing Judith on the screen. Everybody's got to go. So definitely want to avoid something like that. And I don't want this to go to go public either. It could end up driving my fans away. Yeah, that's true. Nobody wants to be around when it goes down, you know? But I can't afford to keep holding up production because of this. I just need a way to sort this out amicably. Is there a way to? I'm not sure, like Van just said, I'm not sure if there's going to be any way for her to be receptive to amicable at this point. I think this stalker of yours might benefit from a consequence or two personally, but if that's what you want. Anyway, are you going to take his case, Van? Yeah, let's go ahead and chaos up. Only chaos. Let's help our buddy boy Ethan out. Alright, we'll do it. So, any idea what this stalker looks like? No, I'm not really sure. Wait, what? I've never actually seen her up close before. All I know is that she's a woman. How does he know that? I assume that's because she's trying to be stealthy. But although Ethan himself hasn't seen her, it's entirely possible someone else has. Like us. Like someone on the film crew, for instance. Should we start with them? Good idea. Let's go see what they have to say. I think the crew's doing some teardown work by the movie theater right now. Oh, by the way, has your manager tried doing anything about this? She's actually outside the inn right now trying to keep an eye out. Not that she knows what the stalker looks like either, though. Oh, and I did have one other request for you. I'd like to keep this private. Don't worry about that. It's not exactly our first trip round the block. That's good to hear. Anyway, I'm sorry for all the trouble, but I really appreciate you doing this for me.
Let's get this party started.
Yeah, we gotta make sure our buddy boy Ethan feels super safe and secure. And that he doesn't end up tied to somebody's bed with his ankles broken. Don't want any of that type of action. Okay, yeah, so that... Where's his manager supposed to be at? Wow. Ooh, that actually scared me. Asleep at the freaking wheel. But we were super duper in the middle of the street, so... Is there another one?
What do we have here?
The artist. Somebody had the bright idea to vandalize one of my ships recently. I know I should probably report this to the police, but blowing a gasket over something so trivial will get you nowhere in this city. That's why I'd like to let the perpetrator off with a warning, as well as a chance to straighten out their life. Would you mind helping me find them? If you're interested, I'll be waiting at the far west end of the wharf. Alright, so we'll tackle that as soon as we've made sure that Ethan's life isn't in jeopardy. Uh-oh. Went the wrong way. So some teardown work by the theater.
Got a question for you.
Alright, guys. What you got? A suspicious-looking woman, huh? Don't think I've seen anyone like that around, have you? Nope, I was too focused on packing up. Guess I wasn't really paying attention to my surroundings either. Maybe she didn't come this way? Or maybe my assumption was off. Sorry we couldn't be more help. Have you tried asking inside the movie theater? Couldn't hurt to try. Good point. I guess that's worth a shot. Thanks for your help. Right, like if she's his stalker, she might actually be in there, honestly. Yet another clerk. Wait, can we watch a movie? We can watch another movie.
Thank you for your visit today.
Let's do Robin the Lady Justice.
Will soon begin.
Sure. Yeah, let's do Katra and
If you
Judith.
have a ticket, please proceed to the entrance.
Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead. He'll be alright for a little bit longer. 2.5 hours at most. Wonder if it's that brown-haired lady back there. Robin, a rookie lawyer with a burning sense of justice, is embroiled in a case regarding the attempted murder of a homeless man. The defendant is a high school student named Eric, who was arrested on suspicion of assaulting the man with a steel pipe. Jeez, was it that serious? He professes his innocence, however, claiming he was knocked unconscious when he stumbled upon the scene of the crime. Eric also testifies that he clearly remembers the face of his assailant. His name is Virgil, who just so happens to be a major witness for the prosecution and an heir to a large local business. He sounds like our guy. The rumor mill paints Virgil as a man with a violent streak, but he has thus far eluded the eye of the law due to his father's influence. In this case, his father applies pressure on the local authorities and the prosecutor's office to give Virgil's testimony precedence in court. He also throws his weight around with other parties involved, including the law firm Robin works for, though this does little to deter her. Unwilling to let this mockery of justice go on any further, she makes her final stand in the courtroom. Oh!
As you can see, my client wasn't captured on the security cameras until after Virgil had arrived at the scene of the crime. Therefore, I'm calling the veracity of Virgil's statement into question. I don't believe he arrived in the nick of time to stop the attack. Furthermore, his claim about prying the pipe out of my client's hand strikes me as odd, considering his fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the weapon.
Well,
In light of these contradictions, I think we can safely conclude Virgil's testimony is a sham.
you tell him.
Don't just sit there, Father. Do something! Stop her from spewing this nonsense!
I never thought such vital evidence would come out in the final hearing! Objection! This is clearly a stall tactic on the part of the defense. It's time we brought this farce of a trial to an...
Objection overruled. This evidence sheds new light on the case. The trial will proceed.
Oh yeah!
I do not want to leave even a single stone unturned. Not at this juncture.
That filthy little lawyer's ruining everything. Damn her!
Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much. You believed in me, even when no one else would. But if this all goes south, won't you be in danger?
Lots of powerful
I'll be
enemies.
all right. Trust me. I'm not backing down until we get that not guilty verdict. People with power and wealth are not above the law. I swear on my badge, I will not allow them to taint our legal system.
Alright, one truth prevails. So I didn't realize it was going to be another Judith joint, but okay. Spending money to see your own movies, you gotta support yourself. their portrayal of a victim suffering from false accusations from people in positions of power was, unfortunately, very true to life. Exactly, you get that affluenza and you can start doing whatever the heck you want. The film may have ended with Eric's acquittal, but in the real world, many people in his position are wrongfully convicted. All the more reason why we need lawyers who will seek out the truth, and also expose the people who try to suppress it. But, like, they've got a really parasitic relationship with the lawmakers, though. Or at least the cops. But we don't have to worry about that nightmare that we're living in. Not right now, anyways. Although, I get that's easier said than done. That's why conducting proper forensic investigations is so important. As a researcher myself, I want to do what I can to improve that kind of technology. Whew! Watching that makes me remember how stressed I was during filming. I had to reread the script over and over again. There was so much legal jargon, and some of those lines were really hard. It took a lot of practice to get them down pat. Yeah, I get it. Even if that lawyer character was wet behind the ears, she'd still be comfortable using that vernacular. I did interviews with real lawyers and went to see some live trials in order to prepare for the role. It was really educational and pretty fun to boot. Hey, all that effort showed in your performance. You looked right at home in that role. Yes, let's go ahead and get one of them. Alright! SCLM support effect plus 10%. Gold. Wait, you need 200? 150? I think, wasn't every single connection stage in the first event just 100? Well, I guess they don't want you finishing them instantly anymore, and that's probably why, okay, that's probably why instead of everybody, well, most of them having 5 stars, they've lost one off. Maybe it's so you take longer to reach the next connection stages, but you're ultimately getting the same amount of points. Plus 10%. Oh, still waiting on hers. But there's probably going to be a gift that we can give her. Or actually, have we already given all our gifts?
What's next?
We have. Alright. So, now we got that set.
Let me ask
Thank
you
you for your
something.
visit today.
A suspicious looking woman. No, I don't believe I've seen anyone like that. Several women have come up to the ticket counter, but they all seemed rather normal to me. And no one's been asking around about someone in the lobby or anything? I don't believe so. They would have stood out to me otherwise. Alright, thank you. And I guess she didn't come into the theater either. Alright, well I guess we just hit a dead end, yeah. Looks like we still don't have any leads. I have Theo and Zeros running in reconnaissance mode, but they also haven't picked up any clues. Ooh, is that Ethan? Hello? What's up, Ethan? Yeah. I've got good news. My manager said she managed to get a picture of the stalker. I'll have her bring it over to you right now. I hope it helps. What if his manager is the stalker? Sounds like just the lead we've been looking for. Like, if we talk to this lady and she has no idea what we're on about sometime later. Because it's like, hello, you're the Spriggan, right? Ethan told me all about you. Because it's like, how else would a stalker have been able to obtain his personal information and elude him so effectively? I'm his manager. I really can't thank you enough for your help. Well, we've got nothing to show for it yet, so you might want to save your thanks for later. Ethan said you have a picture of the stalker. Would you mind sharing it with us? Is it going to be that blue-haired lady? Yes, I was just barely able to get a shot of her. Take a look. Huh, she seems really normal. Maybe even a little uptight. Yeah, I was going to say she's very nondescript. Doesn't really strike me as a stalker type. I didn't think so either, but appearances can always be misleading. There's no doubt that she's the one that's been following Ethan around. Now, I'll be heading back to the inn to check on him. Please keep us informed of anything else you find. Yeah, she's a little sus. Of course, we always see a job through to the end. She seems to take her job pretty seriously. I'm sure this situation must be awfully stressful, though. Anyway, it looks like this picture was taken outdoors. Let's check around outside the theater. What's this? Oh, shade. Okay, so that's shade. Pawn. And then this is... Oh, we saw that movie last year. They still have that in... Well, I guess it was... A movie from November could definitely still be in theaters in February. Alright. Delivery Man Branch, I think it said? Or Brant? Have you seen this woman by any chance? Bosch. Huh. You know, actually, I think I saw someone like her on my delivery route earlier. We crossed paths on the stairs going down to the park nearby. The park, is it? Let's go take a look. I'm not totally sure it was her, though. It was pretty dark, so I had trouble making out what she looked like. No worries. You've been a big help. Thank you. Sure. Hope you find her. I'm fairly confident about our chances. And then the park. Someone's stray dog. Have you seen this mystery woman?
For you.
We're on a wild freaking goose chase. Oh, that lady. Yeah, I've seen her. She was hard to miss, the way she kept turning around and looking all over the place. It was like she was lost or something. Oh, okay. Well, do you have any idea which way she went? Just down those stairs over there. Was she headed for the back streets? Not really the safest place for a woman by herself. She wasn't alone, actually. There was another lady with her. Oh, they're a duo. Strictly speaking, it looked to me like the second lady was tailing the first one. She headed down the stairs, too. Oh, the manager was following her? I guess Ethan's manager finally caught up with her. Thanks for the info. Alright, well, let's hurry before she gets away. So, what is going on? Is she confronting her? Yep. What is it, Zeros? He's found something. Uh-oh. Did she do something to her? Vital signs detected. Vital signs? Oh. Holy. Hey, this is the woman in the picture. What happened? Wait a minute. What gives? If she's the one we're after, then... Looks like somebody got the drop on her. Are you all right? Yes, I think I'm starting to feel a bit more clear-headed. Jeez! So, what the heck? Sorry to do this while you're still recovering, but we're gonna need to ask you a few questions. You're Ethan's real manager, right? Oh! I didn't even realize! Okay, so I was right about that. I was right about that being the stalker, but wrong about it being his manager. That's correct. I have my business cards if you need proof. No, that's all right. The picture you showed us is proof enough. Yeah, I see now. The stalker secretly took the picture of Ethan's manager on the right. Which means the girl we met in the theater lobby was the real stalker. So she is. That's what I was saying, dude. Of course this would escalate. She originally approached me by saying she wanted to talk about Ethan. I tried to shake her off by winding through the back streets when we got into a fight, and you lost? Come on. Jeez, but that must have been intense. Bad news. I can't get in touch with Ethan. We need to head back to the inn. Right, who knows what happened to him? If she gave the manager the beat down, she's probably got Ethan in her clutches too. I'm coming too. Also, it's been bugging me, but what exactly are you doing here, Judith? There's no time for that right now. We'll explain later. The group rushed back to Ethan's room only to find it completely empty. However, someone at the inn informed them that he had left with a well-dressed woman. How did she get him to play ball? Ethan. I know stalkers aren't exactly rare in our line of work, but I never expected her to go this far. We'd better hurry up and find them. There's no telling what she'll do next. Yeah, if we just had some kind of lead on which direction they went. Are you about to use our newfangled thing? Hey, what's with that stain on your foot? Oh, that. She stomped on my foot when we were fighting earlier. On your foot? Wait, that's it! We just need to read the pattern left from the sole of her shoe. Good idea. Then we can use a shard search to track her. Man, she never saw all this newfangled technology coming. You can do that? Right, you can do that? Footprints are very specific. They reveal a lot about a person's style, their gender, even the way they walk. Let's have Theo take a sample of that print. Sorry, it'll only take a second. Oh, sure, of course. Analysis complete. Adding visual representation to shard search imaging. That should do it. We should be able to see where her footprints lead now. Then all that's left is to follow her tracks. Leave the rest to us. We can't risk taking you into... No, I want to go too. My agency's problems are my responsibility. Plus, she wants that round too. Well, you've got guts, that's for sure. Alright, let's go. Footprints. Oh, okay, I'm like, where exactly? I think this is...
Something's there. Do a shard search.
This is really cool. I think I'm gonna miss this for Trails in the Sky the first. Well, let me not lie. I probably won't even be thinking about this. Well, no, I'm definitely going to... We'll see. I'm expecting for Trails in the Sky the first to definitely have some newness. Hold on. I have lost the trail. Yes. No, I haven't. So it does lead... Our footprints lead this way. Okay, there they go. I have not lost the trail. Dang, I wanted that thing down there, though. Alright, well, whatever. Oh, that's them. Does she want to recreate the scene with him or something? No, she's about to get up the cinder block, start hammering at his ankles. Whoa! Is it that serious? Stay back. Ethan! Looks like you all figured things out pretty quickly. What with holy 80os? Don't try to interfere. Ethan and I have something very important to discuss. Please help me! Look, just calm down. We can talk about this. This is exactly why I didn't want anyone else to get involved. Look what you've done, Ethan. All I wanted was to talk things out, just the two of us. There's nothing to talk about. You claim to be a fan, but then you go and do something like this? You're crazy. Ethan, wait, don't antagonize her. Right, especially now when she's got the giant knife in her hand. Look, just back away from him and we won't have to get the police involved. Our client doesn't want that anyway. Surely you're not willing to throw your life away for one man, are you? He's not just one man to her, though. He would literally be her everything. What do you know? I believed in him. But then he just threw me away like garbage. Wait, what? At least if we both die here, we'll be together for eternity. Right, Ethan? Holy crap! Holy! Alright, well, hey. Oh, jeez, dude. Holy crap. Threw you away? Okay, so I was like, was she serious about this? Or did he... I won't say... You can't really say he brought this on himself. Because if he doesn't want you, he doesn't want you, lady. But, holy crap. Wait a minute. Wasn't she just a fan? That's... Don't listen to her. She's completely flipped her lid. Just hurry up and get me out of here. Actually, I think we should hear what else she has to say. She is the one holding the giant knife. You may have made the request, but I'm the one who gets to decide how it's carried out. I was a fan, at the start anyway. But he seemed to shine so brightly I ended up falling for him. And then I wanted more. So I sent my contact info in one of my fan letters. I even tried to get his attention at one of the events he was at. And he finally started to recognize me. We even had dinner together one time. Oh, so he definitely misrepresented what was going on. Stop. Please stop talking. Ethan told me he loved me. He told me I was important to him. To hear him say those words, it made me feel so warm inside. But eventually, he didn't want to see me anymore. He wouldn't even answer my calls. That's not what happened. None of that ever happened. I don't even remember your name. I didn't mean that. Yeah, probably shouldn't have said that one, buddy. Does the manager recognize her now? So what did you mean, Ethan? That you took advantage of a fan? This is a lot different from what you told us at the start. Wow. So he went for some easy pickings? No, that's crazy. But that's really topical. You got these, like, you're an actor, you can't keep it in your pants, and you pay the price for it. This time, if we hadn't intervened with his freaking life. But this is, yeah, I don't like, starting to not feel too bad for the guy. Obviously, we can't let her kill him, but like, he shouldn't have done that. And so what if I did? I'm a young, single guy. Why shouldn't I be allowed to have some fun once in a while? Yeah, okay, bro. Well, you were an upcoming star. It's over for you. Ever since I got popular, I've been so busy all the time. I just wanted someone to take my mind off work for a while. And you got to play romance with a celebrity. Don't act like you didn't get anything out of all this. Right. I can't believe you. And you're ready to commit murder over this dumpster fire? That's ridiculous. Right. He's not worth it. You don't need to keep letting this guy hurt you any more than he already has. So please, just put the knife down. I can't! Don't you see? I've done so much for him! There's no going back now! Jeez! I really thought we were about to get through to her. Stop! Don't come any closer! This is so... Jeez, dude, this situation got insane so quickly! Let fate decide. I think that's the great option. Suggest he leak her story is obviously the chaos one. No. Catch her off guard. Catch her off guard. No. I think it's and I think somebody actually brought this up early on in my last playthrough. Catch her off guard is law. Suggest she leak her story is gray. Let fate decide is chaos. Well, hell, it's not like any of this is my problem. Let's just leave it up to fate. Actually, now that I think about it... Huh? What are you doing? Stay back! You're stalling because you're still trying to decide what to do, right? How about this? Let's leave it up to a coin toss. Are you serious? Deciding everybody's lives on a coin toss? Just a little wager to see who's got better luck, and that's all. If it's heads, you two start dating for real and announce it publicly. Tails, you cut all ties, and you never come near Ethan again. What do you say? Want to try your luck? That's ridiculous! Sure, you can just, you can suggest something better than that. Think about it. You've got a 50-50 chance to be done with her forever. Pretty good odds, right? And either way, no one ends up getting stabbed. Right, I feel like that's the real win here. I see. When you put it that way, yeah, I guess it's not a bad idea. Anything's better than getting stabbed for real. Even if it comes up heads, I can probably still talk my way out of it. Right, he doesn't want to date her. If there's even the slightest chance we could be together... Okay, I accept. That settles it then. Does Van use a trick coin? No, there was a bit of a pause there. Could this have a variable ending? Probably not. It's linear every other way, so... What's wrong? You sure you're okay with this? Huh? Even if you do end up with Ethan, what do you think's gonna happen after that? You probably already know where I'm going with this. Just gonna instantly break up with her. Before you decide what your next move is gonna be, I need you to think long and hard about what will really make you happy. Don't think about what anybody else wants. Think about what you want. This is your last chance. I'm dropping out of the toss. And I won't ever get involved with you again. Huh? That's what you wanted, right? Yeah, of course. That's all I wanted in the first place. I did it! I won! I knew it was in the right, all along. Whoa! I thought she was gonna slap him! Now we're even. After that, the others left Eden at the wharf to stew on what happened. Yeah, F that guy. But that's actually really cool. You never get to see girls throw punches in these games. The girl mentioned that she would head home in the morning, so the group saw her to the station to say their goodbyes. Yeah, what's a little bit of attempted murder in front of an audience? We're not going to worry about any of that. No harm, no foul. That's how the law works. But I am happy for her. She was super. In fact, actually, right, because she still did the manager so dirty. Holy crap. She still beat the brakes off of her and left her unconscious in the back streets. Who knows what could have happened? But you know what? No harm, no foul. Are you sure this is okay? After everything I've done, I just feel like I need to make it up to you. Right. She's getting off. Holy crap. She's getting off. Scot-free doesn't even begin to cover it. That won't be necessary. Ethan is the one who brought this on himself. What he did was a breach of contract, and our agency will make absolutely certain he's penalized for it. I suppose I'm at fault as well, for not realizing what was going on, I mean. Hey, I'm sure you did everything you could. At any rate, I think we can settle this privately. I understand. Thank you. Well, I should be going. Goodbye. Thank you for saving Ethan. I mean, we didn't exactly do it for free. I'll be heading off as well. I need to go grab Ethan and head back to the hotel. So, this was insane. You know, I had no clue what you were doing with that whole coin toss bit. Warn a girl next time, would ya? I guess you just want a little affirmation before making her decision. But you've really got to stop trying to act so cool and in control all the time, Van. Oh, come on. There's more than one way to skin a cat, you know?
That's one job behind us.
Actor malefactor. I get it now. He was both of them. Chaos up. Whoa. That was a lot. Maybe I should have gone gray, actually, come to think of it. But, oh well. We'll have plenty more opportunities to pick the gray option in the future. So before that... Uh-oh. Are we even going to be able to... It looks like we're going to have to do the main, or at least see the main request before we can get started on this other thing. Can we walk around it? Yes. All right. Whoa.
Seems kind of eerie at night, don't you think?
Probably was much worse when Almata was still kicking.
This is actually really cool looking art. You must be the guy we're looking for. Arkride Solutions. We're here about the request you posted. Well, if it isn't the Spriggan, thanks for coming. Alright, let's step to it. Why don't you start by giving us some more info about your request? Your note says you wanted us to catch somebody who's been spray painting your boats? That's right, it's turning into a real problem. It definitely doesn't look professional. You see, I run a number of different businesses, and we use my ships for foreign trade. Right. You do not want to load up into a port of call looking like that. But just take a look at this one. That sure is something. Kinda impressive, honestly. I actually really like it. They did it so quickly, too. One of my employees stepped away for just a moment, then there it was. Artistically speaking, it's very well done. Yeah, but I get why you wouldn't want a skull mark on a foreign trade vessel. Sounds like somebody was trying to grief you. I don't mean for this to sound accusatory, but is it possible you've wronged someone recently? We've seen graffiti like this all over the back streets, so I'm sure this person just saw this as a new blank canvas. No, I don't believe I have. Not that everything's smooth sailing all the time, but things have been pretty stable in Messeldom for a while now. However, I have heard a few rumors recently. Apparently, this exact style of graffiti has become quite the common sight in the area, even in public spaces. I suspect that whoever's responsible for those is also the one who did this to my ship. Huh. Now that you mention it, I guess we did see some graffiti around town earlier. Still, if it's really that big of an issue, why haven't you taken this to the police yet? Right, it seems a bit odd to reach out to a Spriggan for help. Given the nature of the image, the culprit could easily be held on charges of both property damage and slander. I suppose that's a fair question. He probably has reason to believe whoever the artist is fairly young and doesn't want to ruin their life. But if something like this were enough to rile me up, I'd never be able to do business in Messeldom. The thing is, even with Almata out of town, crime is still pretty high around here. Getting the law involved is a good way to build grudges. By going to a Spriggan, I'm trying to prevent any future retaliation. Is it really that dangerous around here? I guess you can never be too careful about your livelihood. Agreed. If I hadn't heard about Arkride Solutions, I'd be in a world of trouble right now. Anyway, given the situation, if you find the suspect, I'd like to let them off with a simple reprimand. That is, if they agree to help clean their art off my ship. What do you say? Do you think you can help me? Well, it does sound like our kind of job. Still, I'm not too sure about this one, but should we just go ahead and accept anyway? Yeah. So this one will up our... Okay, this one will up our law and chaos. I should have picked gray. Oh well, it's not that big a deal. Alright, it's a deal. We'll take your case. Thank you so much. I'm in your debt. Oh, and just so you know, the rumors didn't specify anything on what the artist looks like. That being said, I believe I've heard they work almost exclusively at night. Using the dark to stay hidden, huh? Makes sense. Sounds like now's as good a time as any to start investigating then. Yeah, let's head to the back streets first. If somebody's slinking around at night, we'll probably find them there. I suppose it is where we're most likely to find our next lead. Well, look at the time. I have some work I need to attend to, so I'll leave you all to it for now. Would you mind giving me a call if you find anything? Feel free to ring me whenever. Will do. Alright.
Let's get this party started.
The artiste. So first, we're gonna slip around this again. Okay, well, I didn't need to be that careful. But yeah, well, that doesn't seem like, what's he up to? Alright, well. We definitely saw some other graffiti.
Hey, big boy.
Yeah, right here. This one. I said this already, but it's very infamous Second Son. It sure looks a lot like the art we saw on that ship. Let's ask these guys about it. Hey, you got a minute? We have a few questions about that piece over there. Huh? Haven't seen you around here before. Sure, you guys like it too, huh? I've been thinking about it ever since we spotted it earlier. It's incredible. Was this done with spray paint? I doubt a public wall is the best place to be doodling, though. What did you just say? Look, it's not just doodling, alright? It's graffiti! Sorry. It's alright, Katra. Graffiti's still kind of an on-the-rise thing. I'd heard about it before, but this is my first time seeing a piece so up close and personal. Yeah, it's pretty avant-garde. You guys really seem to know your stuff. Can't you just feel the heat pouring off this thing? The subtle messaging. When the world's trying to rein you in, you gotta break yourself out. Is that what he's taking from it? Alright, well. Huh? I thought this was about causing havoc and wrecking shit. What? Man, this is exactly why I don't associate with uncultured losers like you. What'd you just say to me? You're cruising for a bruising, pal. Hey, hold on, guys. To each their own, alright? So I'm guessing you two didn't make this? No. The real artist actually painted right over a piece of our own. Oh. I'm sorry to hear that. No, it seems like they like this way better. It's whatever. Just something that happens around here. Only so many places in town that'll let us do art on their walls anyway. It's kind of like a turf battle, but for artists. Of course, if somebody paints over our stuff with something lame, we'd probably just beat their ass. But when it's this good, well, we just gotta deal with it. You know? I kind of like their attitude. Right, respect where respect is due. We have lots of little unspoken rules like that. That's just how we roll around here. But this newbie doesn't seem to have figured that out yet. Newbie? Like I was saying before, there's places where graffiti's allowed and places where it ain't. See, a long time ago, there was this group of punks that liked to paint wherever they wanted. But then they got sued by the tourism department. Holy, yeah, that would deter you real quick. That's why we have a rule to only graffiti in places where it's not going to cause problems. Exactly. Don't want to fall prey to that. This newbie doesn't seem to care, though. They're spray painting people's homes and everything, even the ones on the main street. This sounds like it could be our culprit. Yeah, the description's practically a perfect match with the rumors. Huh? What are you talking about? Sorry, don't mind them. We're looking for someone that's been doing some graffiti around town. Any idea where we can find this newbie you were talking about? Nah, never even met him ourselves. Not sure if they're just super stealthy or what. What we do know is that they're apparently pretty young. Now that you mention it, I did see some new graffiti over at the park when I last came through. Golden, a lead. Looked pretty fresh. Maybe you guys might want to try over there. That's a pretty good lead. Thanks, guys. The park's just up the stairs from here, right? Let's go check it out. I do very much want to see this new piece.
Wanna have a little fun?
We gotta go this way. Back to where the proper folk live. Here we go. This one, also extremely cool. He was right. The ink's not even dry yet. They must have just been here. This one's just as impressive as the last. Yeah, you can really tell they have a gift for art. I guess some people are just drawn to this kind of thing, quite literally. It kind of feels like there's this longing to be free. Honestly, if you showed this to an appraiser, I bet they'd tell you it was worth a load of money. You can put a price on a wall? I'd never even considered. I would definitely like a piece like that. Wait, if that's true, don't you think the art could increase the value of Wilmer's boat then? I mean, assuming the culprit really is the newbie they were talking about. Yeah, it's possible. You know, from how our client was talking, it sounded like he'd been in Messeldom for a long time. Given its reputation for culture, what with all the commerce, sightseeing, movies, and ballet, it seems kind of odd that he wouldn't know about the graffiti scene, or how valuable it could be. Maybe he's just not into art? I mean, it probably just looks like scribbles to some people. Besides, I'm sure having a skull painted on the side of your trade vessel isn't very good for business. Yeah, I guess you've got a point there. Honestly, it seems like something's being hinted at, but I really couldn't tell you what. Huh? Looks like somebody's coming this way. Let's hide. If we're lucky, this might just be our little artist friend. Hide? Where exactly? Maybe using... Oh, let's try those stairs over there. We can go invisible, but I guess that might be a little too much for this. Whoa, who's... Alright. So, she'll be showing up again. What's a young girl doing out here at this hour? And all by herself? Seems like she's interested in that piece of graffiti. She gonna take out a... Whew. Those punks really freaked me out earlier. Think I'm in the clear for now, though. Yeah, that's her. Just gotta add a bit more shading here, and... Perfect. Love and violence. People have to suffer because of love. Wow, that's cynical. But true, kinda. What am I even doing, wasting all my time on this? I must be stupid or something. Oh well, at least that helps me get all that pent-up energy out of my system. Looks like she's getting ready to leave. It seems like she's pretty good at avoiding people. My guess is she'll take off if we try to approach her now. Ah, so we gotta tail her. Let's wait for her to get wherever she's going. We'll try to talk to her when she's less guarded. Alright, follow the graffiti artist. Alright. Or maybe... Because definitely, like, everybody else looks super generic, but considering she's got such a unique design, yeah. She's not gonna stay in Messeldom, that's for sure. We can actually let her go pretty far, honestly. Our line of sight's not gonna be broken for a bit. But we have no idea where our next spot's gonna be at. Oh, and if she turns a corner, we might get hosed, honestly. Alright, so just don't turn that corner. She's turning the freaking corner. Uh-oh. Whoo! Nope. So that's what her face looks like. She's definitely still Sunday school age. And as soon as, yep, she's going down. Gotta maintain that line of sight. Where is this? Have we been around here? Oh, this is... Okay, this is literally leading to our lodgings. So next up, she's probably going to take a right, because otherwise this would end a little too quickly, you know? About to lose her. Yep, there's our lost gauge going up. And then we're about to break line of sight again. So, now, Laka. Is that the bathhouse? She must be going there, right? No, okay. Well, what's up? Earned 1 SP. Whew. Hey there. Cold one out tonight, isn't it? Huh? Who the heck are you guys? Arkride Solutions, or what you might call fixers. There's a job we're on right now, and we're kind of on the lookout for somebody. Listen, all we ask is that you hear us out. If you don't like what we have to say, we'll just tell our client we couldn't find him. But we're gonna need you to be honest with us. Let's start with the most pressing question. You're the one that did the graffiti in the park, right? You wouldn't be asking if you hadn't seen me, right? There's no denying it. Yeah, I did it. What's it to you? Alright, let's move on to question number 2 then. Did you graffiti a skull onto one of the ships in the harbor recently? Yeah, I think I did that one earlier this evening. The ship was so big, it's like it was made to be a canvas. You seem pretty proud of it. It's a good piece of artwork, just, you know, not where it should really be. Sounds like we've got our culprit all right. The guy who owns that boat is looking for the person who's taken to decorating it. Sorry, but you're gonna have to come with us. Huh, whatever. He just wants me to clean it off, right? Pretty funny that he'd send fixers after me for something so small. Don't you think you should be a little bit more remorseful, young lady? You're lucky he wants to resolve things peacefully. He could have called the police, you know. When you make a mess for somebody else, you gotta apologize for it. Yeah. I thought I'd try and make a break for it, but it sounds like that'd just make things worse. You cannot escape us. There's no way. What a pain. By the way, what's your name? We'd like to let your parents know what's going on. The name's Kisara, and I ain't got any parents. She's an orphan, alright? Oh, I didn't mean to... And since you'll probably ask, I ain't got a home neither. Whoa, she's homeless? I don't think we've ever met any homeless characters in any Trails games before. I'm a stowaway from Northumbria. Only landed in Messeldom a few weeks ago. So, what? She's Northumbrian. Well, a stowaway? Makes sense. Northumbria was in a pretty sorry state after that whole salt pail incident. But ever since they declared independence from the Empire, support for their rebuilding efforts has been on the rise. That's what I've heard too. It seems like an odd time to stow away though. She's got a pretty unique look about her. She might be on the run from somebody. And she's the 4th Northumbrian character we've met. We've got our instructor. We've got our student. Then we've got Mr. Meat Hands, Mr. Steel Hands. Now we've got her. Oh, sure. Everybody else was in good spirits. Must have been nice to get a fresh start. But I couldn't stand it. Everything felt so suffocating. My dad died when I was young, and for a long time it was just me and my mom. But then, 5 years ago, she had a rare disease, and it was getting worse. There wasn't much the doctors could do, so they just put her on bed rest. But that's when the Northern War happened, and the Empire invaded Northumbria. Yeah, if I remember correctly, they even declared it a province of the Empire, events we were very much there for. That's right, and for better or worse, they started reconstruction on Northumbria under their rule. After the war, a lot happened. We declared independence and life got easier for lots of people. And everyone who needed a doctor could finally get one. But as reconstruction went on, Mom kept getting worse and worse. The doctor said it was because she didn't get the treatment she needed from the start. So it was treatable, they just didn't have the resources at the time. And then, at the end of last year, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to make you go through all that again. I don't need your pity. My mom always talked about wanting to live overseas someday. I think Calvert was the place she wanted to visit the most. She used to go on and on about all the legends you guys have here, like Grimcat and stuff. Said it sounded like an interesting place. Oh, did she? So I figured, now that I was on my own, what better place to go, you know? This wouldn't be the first time, actually, an orphan got taken under the wing of a performer. But all these people here got it so good, kinda ticks me off. That's why she uses her graffiti to disrupt their lives in any small way she can. Anyway, once I learned about graffiti, I just started doing it to pass the time. Nothing more to it than that, really. And now here you are. Is it your story or mine? Whatever, it's fine. Let's just you'll talk to that ship guy so we can get this over with. Sounds to me like there's a little more going on here than just some graffiti. Let's deal with the request before we cross that bridge. Sounds good to me. I'll get in touch with our client. But I guess everybody in Northumbria has had a pretty rough go of it. Van put in a call to Wilmer to give him a quick explanation of everything that happened. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting little girl to be the culprit. I don't care if it's graffiti or whatever you call it, but you can't just go around drawing on other people's property. Hey, aren't you gonna apologize? Sorry I painted on your boat. Apology accepted. Wow, that was actually really easy. Now, as long as you agree to help us paint over the drawing, we'll consider the matter settled. Whew, I'm glad that was the end of it. Well, she's still an orphan, isn't she? A homeless orphan? A homeless orphan minor. She's, I mean, that's not over. As for the rest of you, you have my sincere thanks. I'll have to walk her through the repainting process, so I'm afraid it's goodbye for now. Again, thanks for all your help. Van patted Kisara on the shoulder. It's not going to be easy, but make sure you do a good job, alright? Oh, Van can relate. Hey, don't go getting all touchy, you creep. Well then, with that, let me show you to our warehouse. I think Van thinks Wilmer's up to something shady, and he actually put a shard on her or something, in case Wilmer tries to human traffic her or something like that. Yep, Wilmer's not on the up and up. Hey, where are we going? I thought we were headed to the boat. You didn't really believe that, did you? I assume that means you don't understand the gravity of your actions then. Allow me to explain. You see, the material used to coat the outer shell of my ship is incredibly high quality. Your worthless graffiti has damaged it, irreparably. I'll have to pay roughly 10 million Mira! Holy crap! To see it repaired! Jeez! Did you really think something like that could simply be painted over? How would I know? Exactly 10 million Mira for a paint job? So this guy was... You... stupid! Shut up, shut up, shut up! So he was really upset. He was not cool about this at all. Learn how to speak to your betters, you damn punk! My apologies. Now, how do I get you to pay for this mess? Oh, I know. You can work for my company. Huh? Yes, that's an excellent idea. You can be our exclusive in-house artist. You know, I actually have a few contacts in the art world as well. I'm sure they'd be more than willing to pay for your work. Ah, yes. What an amicable solution. So, what do you say? Well... I need an answer! Alright, I'll do it. Then we have a deal. Pleasure doing business. Of course things turned out like this. I always get the shortest end of the stick. These people, that goddess that just tossed me aside. I hate them all. Now, let me take you to the room I prepared for you. Don't worry, you'll be guaranteed food, clothes, and shelter. You'll never need to take a step out of my sight for the rest of your life. Sorry, but I don't think I'll be letting this one slide, Wilmer. Well, the Spriggan. As much as I appreciate your help from earlier, I'm afraid I must ask that you leave. Trespassing is not an act I take lightly. I think we'll be staying right here, actually. Especially after what we heard through the bug I placed on Kisara. Right. You placed a bug on me? Is that why you patted me on the back? Did you now? And I assume you have a reason for going to such lengths? Because he thought something was a little shady about all this. Sure do. See, when we first approached you about your request, you were talking like you'd been in Messeldom for a while. And if that's true, there's no way you wouldn't have already noticed. Kisara's art is crazy good. So good, in fact, that if someone were to sell it, they'd no doubt make a good deal of Mira. Ah! He was hoping she would be his golden goose. Huh? Plus, you were pretty quick to declare that the recent outbreak of graffiti and the art on your boat were done by the same person. That's because you have a keen eye for artists. Oh! While I appreciate the compliment, I think you might be overstating things. I did not, or did I not say that graffiti's all scribbles to me? We heard what you said about having your contacts in the art world by Kisara's work. I'm afraid there's no coming back from such a contradiction. Just admit it, Wilmer. This entire time your goal has been to find some unknown, uber-talented graffiti artist and use her as your personal cash cow, wasn't it? And that's not even to mention that lie about the damages being 10 million Mira. That's just what Kisara's art would sell for. Whoa. He was really trying to get over on her big time. He was going to take big time advantage of her ignorance about her talents and what they were really worth. I'm only connecting the dots because Van said something to me earlier, but Wilmer's come up as a suggested target on my Phantom Thief files in the past, which means now's my chance. I can't believe it took me so long to notice, though. Wow, Grammy would not let that slide. So what? We've already agreed to settle things, with her approval too. The way I see it, you have no right to complain. She only agreed because you threatened her. Well, if you're thinking of reporting me to the police, I would reconsider. After all, doing so would likely place the blame squarely on your own shoulders. I mean, think about it. You illegally barged into my warehouse, assaulted me, and even attempted to steal all my valuables. Yeah, he's already cooked up a massive lie. You think they'll believe something like that? Well, you said it yourselves. I've been in business in Messeldom for quite some time. I've got a certain amount of sway around here, enough to cover up any mistakes, even. Now, it's high time you meddlers saw your way out, I think. Don't you agree? What are we going to do, Van? We can't just let him go. We'll lose out if we keep pushing. None of our normal methods are going to work here. So he truly has the upper hand. That said, I'm not exactly keen on letting scheming old men get their way. Guess the only thing we can do now is leave it in her hands. Her? What was that? A card? It can't be. If evil hides in darkness, then my justice will be a shining light. Grimcat, at your service. I've come to take a special treasure from a certain villain. Grimcat? Isn't she just some silly legend? And what do you mean, a special treasure? Are you talking about this girl? You're delusional if you think I'll lose to you. Whoa, that was fast? What? Recovery successful. What? He was looking right at her. How did she manage that? Okay, Judith has some crazy skills. When did you exactly? When could she possibly have done that? What the heck? Could it really be? Hold on, what exactly is happening here? Don't worry, you can leave the rest to me. Not too shabby. So that's who he was talking about. Listen up. From this moment on, the child is mine. You try to take my things and you'd better be prepared for retribution. I'll steal your entire fortune and spread it across all of Messeldom. Don't think you can intimidate me with your bluffing. Wanna try me? She quite literally stole her right from out under you. You were looking at her too, like... I really don't understand how that was possible, but her skills are not to be denied. For starters, how about I take all the Mira you've piled up from not paying your taxes? Then, I think I'll take your secret account book and parade it around town. It's hidden behind a door that can only be opened by a single key, right? One that's on you at all times. How could you possibly know that? Are you truly a phantom thief? Seems you still don't understand the position you're in. I take it that means your status and ill-gotten gains mean less to you than I thought. No, please, wait. You win. I just have to pull back from the girl, right? How half-hearted can you get? Say it with your chest or not at all? Damn it. Alright, I swear I'll leave her alone. I'll never interact with the kid ever again. Are you happy now, thief? You act too big for your britches. But fine, I suppose I'll accept it. Pray we never run into each other again, criminal. And thus, I bid you adieu. Judith is actually really freaking cool. Grimcat then picked up Kisara, jumped out of the warehouse, and disappeared into the dark of the night. Damn it! Damn it all! How did that Grimcat end up finding her way here? Everything was going so well! Well, that's the end of that. We can just leave this guy here. Let's get going. Yeah, right behind you. So, he probably won't put 2 and 2 together, but I'm sure Kisara is going to have an inkling. And Judith's probably going to end up actually taking Kisara under her wing. She's got that sulliness about her, you know? Whew. I thought my heart was going to explode back there. I never thought I'd actually get to meet Grimcat, though. And she even saved me. Yeah, it's a miracle she managed to show up. Right, Judith? Come on, no need to act all sulky about things. I wouldn't be acting so sulky if someone didn't wait until the last second to give me the signal. You guys didn't happen to see where she ran off to after she brought me outside, did you? She told me to wait for you all to show up. Are you friends of hers or something? Huh? Oh, no, not us. That'd be crazy. Let's just say we've bumped into her a few times. Oh, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Aw. Anyway, I wanted to thank you all for coming to rescue me, I mean. Still can't believe that old guy was such a creep, though. And I screamed like such a little girl, too. Ugh. Hey, there's nothing to worry about. I mean, I was pretty freaked out myself. Let's just be glad that everything worked out in the end. Oh, I almost forgot. Grimcat gave me a message to pass along. Huh? What did she say? She said, I may have told him that you were mine, but the truth is, you're free now. Oh, that's a little sad to hear. Aw. You think so? Why's that? Don't worry, it's alright. She's done more than enough for me already. I'm not sure how to put it, but I guess the world isn't such a bad place after all. I wish I knew how to thank her for saving me. Maybe I'll try giving some more thought to my future. I've kind of been doing whatever I felt like since coming to Messeldom, but it might just be time for a change. Sounds like a good plan to me, anyway. And if there's anything we can do while we're in this area, just give us a holler. We give some pretty good discounts to our success stories, you know. Can't let the act down for a minute, can you, Van? Thanks. I appreciate it. Alright, well, and with that, the curtain closed on the case of the creative culprit. With the reward they got from Wilmer in hand, Van and the others went back to preparing for their big heist.
That's all, folks.
Did that and still made Wilmer pay us.
Mirror deposit confirmed.
Yeah, we should have went gray. That's okay, though. We're very chaotic. And her stuff is here. Okay, but I guess she doesn't have that sort of sulliness to her. But now, we've checked out everything else. Let's see what is going on in here. Okay. Zect Arms. You never know it from the outside, but supposedly the place is heavily guarded. Security's part of their business, so we'll have to stay on our toes. You good to go, Judith? Yep, just say the word. Choosing to proceed will cause the main story to advance. Yep, let's go. Alright, gang, let's get this infiltration mission underway. So first, we work our way inside. Can we disable that using shards? Katra, no doubt. Huh? What's wrong? You see something? Nah, just some condensation on the camera lens. We'll report it to the chief developer next chance we get. So now it's playing a recording instead of live footage. Oh, and she's in her Grimcat getup again. Okay, looks like this is the spot. She's really agile. Wow, I didn't expect this floor plan to be so thorough. It even shows where all the air ducts lead. It appears to be a copy from the police's internal investigation, with some additional updated details for good measure. According to this, the security system is being monitored from an office on the 3rd floor. The server room we'll want to access is likely underground, but after all the renovations they've made, the specifics are unclear. So we've got 2 goals here. Knock out their security and scope out a route to the basement. Speed is the name of the game here. Maybe we can give those new functions you mentioned a trial run, Katra. Oh, you mean the ones I installed in the Theo? Yeah, I'll bet they can help get the job done. Same goes for our notorious Phantom Thief here. Fair enough. There's no backing down now that Grammy spurred me on. So what are these new functionalities? Zect Arms Branch Office, 3rd floor hallway.
Okay, let's have a look-see.
Ooh. Oh, new
Figures. This place is locked down tight.
New infrared vision.
Too bad they didn't account for yours truly.
Too easy.
That's odd. I feel so sleepy all of a sudden.
Don't fight it, bro. There we go.
Now to take that security system offline. All clear on my end. How's it going over there, Katra?
Making progress. Hang tight for now. The air duct I sent Theo through has more sensors than I anticipated.
So, well, we're not going to do a hacking minigame. Yeah, not in the ducts anyways.
Seems a little cramped in there. Can you manage, Theo?
Yes, Katra. It should be traversable in auto mode.
Roger that. I'll let you take the wheel then.
Oh. Controlling Theo. Use the left stick to control Theo. Navigate to the goal without triggering security. They're getting a lot of mileage out of this. R2 to go up, L2 to go down. Ooh. Ah. R2 to go up. Alright, and that's the easy bit. Whoa, ho, ho. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, do we have to... Okay, we have to pass through at the right... Let's go! And then maybe a little bit further down. Yeah! Theo's got this in the bag!
Underground sector confirmed. Infiltration route identified.
So, that was pretty fun. I actually like that. Nice! We've got our in. That we do. Theo managed to secure just enough space for a human to pass through. Great work. I'll rendezvous with you in the basement. See you there. No time to waste. Let's roll out. About that, Van, there's one more issue. Can they not? Oh, too tight a fit? Alright. Bit of a tough climb for you, ain't it? So, you want to go piggyback or princess carry? Very funny. Now make like a stool and get on all fours. With Van and Zeros' help, Katra was able to reach the duct and get inside. The pair then worked their way through the route Theo mapped, arriving safely below ground. And so now we've got the dungeon proper ahead of us. Zect Arms Branch Office, Underground Sector. Here we are. Looks like some kind of research and manufacturing zone. Yeah, you can tell it's been heavily renovated. We'll need to watch our step. It seems their automated security systems are still online. And you know what? Us being outside Zekt's arms is probably going to be the branch point for when this goes south. That's a sure sign as any that we're in the right place. Ah, Judith, nice work earlier. Did you check the other floors just in case? Hey, stick with Grimcat, remember? I mean, our identities are on display. Anyway, I did a lap through the air ducts, but none of the rooms up there fit what we're looking for. In that case, the server room we're after must be somewhere ahead. Almata probably built this place as a hideaway. Chances are Zekt's arms is helping themselves to it. Right, and their main terminal should contain a full catalog of this branch's records. Enough twiddling our thumbs then. It's time to get this show on the road. Okay. Lead the way, Grimcat.
I'll show you all what the Phantom Thief Grimcat is made of.
You sure are fired up about this.
I think she's just terrified of getting an earful from the old Grimcat if she screws this up.
Let's get in there and win one for the team. Okay?
Yeah. Her grabbing is a force of friggin' nature, that's for sure.
Marduk's security robots? Wait, no. There's something different about them.
I think these were made by Zekt arms, though they look like rip-offs of the Society's archaisms.
In other words, they have zero integrity, but copying those had to have taken some skill.
Okay, so Zekt arms is basically just like knock off everybody else.
Looks like the gang's all here.
Yeah, but the thing that we're actually looking for...
Watch out for ranged attacks.
Security hack, yes, let's get it. And it's only level 1.
I'm going in.
Initializing. Let's get it on.
This is kid stuff. No sweat.
So...
Confirming surroundings.
Yeah. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to...
Confirming surroundings.
Ooh. And then maybe take a left.
Confirming surroundings.
This is like... The shard search is the serious cheat code, dude.
Confirming surroundings.
Basically gives you all the information you could possibly need. Seeing through walls and junk. Is this it?
That's a good lock. Now to no sweat.
Yeah.
Time's almost up.
So of course...
This thing's as good as unlocked.
It would make sense that the ones in the main story, at least this early on, alter aim, increases healing arts power and arts range when boosted. 2 SP, come to Papa. At least this time we were able to find it without having to backtrack.
Looks like a chest.
A regular one this go round.
Don't forget about your charge attack.
Nah, we're fine. Uh-oh. Celestial Balm. Whoa! Bro's blasting. Uh-oh. Jeez.
We found our way forward.
Alright. From here, we are not worried about those guys. But it's actually interesting that they have security personnel live down here. Another chest.
Treasure.
Let's grab this. Break 2. We could definitely put that on for just the fire points it'll give us to our shard boosts.
Looks like some kind of laboratory.
I'm curious about what's inside, but I doubt the main terminal's in there.
Yeah, we gotta keep it moving. So does this just open this particular lock?
We found our way forward.
Alright. Oh, okay, this led us back to where we originally blocked off at.
I smell treasure.
Ooh. Though, I guess it's less impactful now because we can just spend some time grinding it out in the place. And we actually have to make another trip there because we do have SP tied to the Marian Garten clears. At least at the end of the chapter. Or I could probably report them early, but I never do that. I very much like seeing all of our points come together towards the end. It gives me such satisfaction. There's no way it was this
Looks
quick.
like we can rest here.
So let's recover.
That hits the spot.
We've got all this. Purchase and modify items. Do we have any Prime Beast Essence? Sure, let's get just one of those. Then we can exchange what little Sepith we've got. And now, the time has come. Let us see what awaits us here. Who's gonna ambush us? So, this is the main terminal. Looks awfully extensive. Even more so than I expected. It just might rival the one we have back at the Institute. They'd need an incredibly talented engineer on staff to get any use out of it, though. An incredibly talented engineer? Is that who's gonna be joining us on our second go-round? Clock's ticking. Ready to do your thing, Katra? I'll get right on it. Theo, Zeros, back me up. Understood. We gonna get ambushed? I'm in. Wait, what's this? It looks like a list of custom-made armaments not found in their official lineup. Probably stuff they're selling on the black market. There's some recent orders on here from a certain mafia boss for a needle gun and mechanized gauntlets. Okay, so Almata was working pretty closely with Zect Arms then. Oh, I think we can guess who those went to. Yep, very familiar. The specs weren't just about raising lethality either. These things were developed to be as excruciating for the victim as possible. The results were of exceptional interest and elevated our company's weapons engineering to new heights. That's despicable! So what if Almata's the one who asked for it? They definitely crossed the line. Criminal activity is one thing, but this is on another level entirely. The same applies to their experiments on giving monsters the ability to use shard skills. And here's a report from the unit that participated in the death game in Arasion. I knew there had to be more to that. It turns out their true aim was to test data on the nuclear weapon. This place was purchased about 2 months ago. They must have been hoping for more information on that front. After closing the deal, we inspected every nook and cranny of the interior and scrutinized every speck of dust. What a filthy pack of hyenas! I'll tell you one thing, these guys wouldn't think twice about abducting a kid in broad daylight. Any intel on that front, Katra? Give me a moment to check. I got a hit! Hold on, this is... What was that?
Well, what have we here? A couple of prying rodents?
I do not recognize that voice.
And a bona fide cat burglar to boot. Oh, you'll make an excellent specimen.
So, we're finally going to have a name, or not a name, but Zect Arms is going to come into their own as a Trails group by getting their very own cast of characters.
What was it you called yourself again? Grimcat? I don't know what you're doing with that Spriggan from Edith, but it won't matter after I have you stripped of that skimpy outfit and plastered all over the morning news.
So, this development chief, I guess? So this is that really talented engineer.
Ugh! What's with this creep?
I'm guessing she's the one who runs this place.
Zect Arms chief developer Rosalie.
Correct. I am Rosalie, head of development at Zect Arms. A pleasure to meet you odious little problem solvers in the flesh. You've hampered our efforts more times than I can count. But even still, it's lovely of you to drop in and visit.
Thanks for having us. Best field trip I've taken in a while.
We've already documented the numerous criminal acts and ethical violations committed by your company.
Even though this data was obtained illegally and probably wouldn't really be able to be offered up in a court, but you know, that's fine.
And we'll see to it that you pay the price for them. Better get your affairs in order.
Oh, it seems you're unacquainted with our code of conduct. I suppose we'll just have to beat it into you. Zect Arms Corporate Policy, Paragraph 4. Submit yourself, mind, body, and soul to Madame Rosalie's research.
So she's amped these guys big time.
As it happens, we have some new products we're preparing to launch. Your contribution as guinea pigs is greatly appreciated.
So she's, oh wow. She can do...
Power Trip doesn't even begin to describe this.
So her beasts have the same capabilities as Theo and Zeros with regards to that Ramda cloaking.
Ain't the time to be making quips, Judith. Keep your head in the game.
We're more than a match for scum like them. Theo, Zeros, prepare for combat.
Are we though?
Many of them. Look out!
Begin a combat test. We're here to take out the trash.
Immediately got that critical. Well, let's get it.
Initiating skill.
Let's get this show on the road. I hope you're ready. Now for the climax. Grim Knight Wall!
So she does have a second cut in, obviously, for when she's in her Grimcat mode. Gatling gun. Now Katra, he's going to take his rightful place. Oh, he could. Cosmic Thrust. Cosmic Thrust is single freaking target? Well, won't be using that very much now, will we? That's crazy. Single target is insane.
There.
All right, let's get that Vandalize raid going.
No way.
Okay, got the other guy out of here. Smoke Discharger.
That's Varna.
And he can Satellite Cure. Well, I guess Satellite Cure, because we can't spam S-Crafts anymore, it's not the best thing ever. Go ahead and get in there. Automatic target reassignment. That, well, it wasn't the greatest, but we don't have his mind amped all that much just yet. There we go. Neat. Oh, right, those Twilight Shard things. I didn't give Van any. We'll be fine.
How can this be? The numbers were in our favor in every conceivable way. Did I miscalculate our firepower? No. These simpletons are at fault for using my weapons suboptimally.
Right. It's definitely everybody else's fault.
We weren't about to lose to someone who treats human beings like objects.
What he said. You've got no business playing with people's lives.
Now give it up. You're through.
She's just gonna keep calling him back up.
Well, aren't we pleased with ourselves? Sorry to say, I always come equipped with a backup plan!
Uh-oh! She's gonna blow the joint? Well...
We have a new form of toxic gas in the works. Sadly, there's only enough antidote for one person.
She's gonna kill everybody in the building?
And this button here? Oh, a single press and this entire floor will be fumigated. So long, you feculent fools! Have fun writhing in hellish agony.
Well, she's certainly a memorable one.
I'll have Theo intercept her.
No, I can get over there faster.
If you're talking about all those hazmats lying around, we already trashed them on the way.
Oh, so okay, that's basically Van's like sister-in-law or something like that. That's in a way as speaking. But this is very random. Somebody had to come and back us up, and we hadn't actually met anybody else, any other potential party members here. So
that is to say, they've either been torched or frozen. Anything more would have been a hassle.
And that's his basically brother-in-law.
They've been what?
Monsters!
Well, that was hardly satisfying. Though I suppose we shouldn't expect much more from mere lackeys.
Why are they here, though?
It can't be. The church? Here?
What reason could they possibly have for interfering?
Well, if it ain't our two knights in shining armor, the hell brings them around?
The Grolsritter. They came to Calvert during that mess with Almata last year.
Fourth Dominion, Celise Ortizia. 11th Dominion, Leon Balthazar.
How do you do, everyone? It's been some time. And a special hello to you, Van. That beastly look-alike of yours nearly had you marked for a manhunt.
One he would not have minded carrying out.
Nothing gets past you guys. But that ain't what you're here about, is it?
Had you quaking there for a bit, huh, Master's pet? You're right, though. We just had a little errand to take care of in the area. Speaking of which, how's about you give us the lowdown on Almata's legacy?
Oh, so that's what you're after.
Almata did definitely have some stuff that Sharks was interested in, so now the connection is there.
It seems we're all on the same page.
So the Grolsritter managed to sniff us out too. Even Ouroboros' enforcers would struggle to keep up with their stigmas. Oh, they're monsters in every sense of the word.
No, okay, it's not surprising that she would be knowledgeable of what Ouroboros is about.
The specimens of the century. If I only had the means to capture them.
The mad scientist vibes.
I hate to resort to this, but I'm in no position to be picky. You might want to brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen.
Does she have another kill switch?
Say what?
Oh? Still have some fight in you, do we?
Oh. Oh.
Hidden passageway?
Alright, well, hey, that's one way to get out of things.
I can't believe we let that happen.
I thought she was gonna gas us.
That Poindexter's one crafty bastard. Get your ass out here, you little shit!
That door looks sturdy as anything. I doubt it'll budge.
Even if we all hit it with our best moves?
Right you are! This beauty is made out of a specially crafted super alloy developed by the Society. It'll take a good long while before even you can brute force your way through.
Okay, I do like that. She's not saying it can't be done, just that even as strong as they are, it would take a while, because we've seen them do some pretty insane stuff.
By then, I'll have reactivated the security system, deployed our entire arsenal, and...
Well, she may have slipped away this time, but there's more than one way to serve her just desserts.
And again, this is a couple of times, but it's just desserts as in, it should be the SS. She's saying just deserts. Oh well, it doesn't matter.
Shall we clear out their files before heading out? We already have all the copies we need.
She locked herself in there and left us with all the sensitive data? She has no way of stopping us!
Good call. It'd be a disservice to the world just leaving them behind.
Wow, she did not think this through.
Huh? What are you guys yammering on about?
Oh, I see. There's no shortage of incriminating evidence in here. This is particularly inhumane, even in the eyes of the church.
Okay, so she's got maxed out int, but basically no wisdom. I see.
Just a minute. What are you doing with my servers?
Whatever they want. You locked them in there with them.
Listen here. That research data is the heart and soul of our company.
She got herself. Oh my gosh.
Peruse it at your leisure. All I ask is that you be delicate.
Oh, look at this. Their servers at headquarters are pulling backups from this branch via the OrbitalNet. We may as well delete them too while we're at it.
Jeez, Catcher's having fun with this.
Didn't realize you were familiar with the Kitty Engine's admin mode, Catra.
Rosette gave me a crash course. Red and Essie offered some pointers during last year's incident, too.
And of course, one of those two people would be very, very familiar with the Kitty engine.
The servers at Zekdarm's headquarters will be secure, but I should be able to make do with the same software from way back when. Theo, initiate automated hacking.
Understood, Katra.
Looks like you've got it all taken care of.
Right, so far this is very much going our way.
Wow, this kid really knows his stuff. I guess if they give you an Arge, you might as well go the whole Selge.
It's not as if our little malefactor will raise a hand to stop you, now that she's cut and run.
Now hold on a moment! Our blood, sweat, and tears went into putting those together!
We're really putting her on the spot.
Oh, all the research we stole! All the back alley lowlives we experimented on! Surely, this is only a bluff, huh? You'd never do something so hasty as...
Hasty is what we're doing right now?
First firewall bypassed. Commencing hacking on second firewall. Analyzing security protocols. 3%? 6%? 10%?
Let's reroute some additional power from this terminal. Kitty engine, engage. Take no prisoners.
She's gonna do it.
6 years of my life, all for nothing. Stop, please. Leave my precious data alone.
Zekdarm's headquarters experienced a major server crash that day, losing a considerable amount of data in the process. A packet of evidence attesting their illegal activities was then delivered to both the police and the Bracer Guild. Although Rosalie, their chief developer, managed to escape, the company itself had been dealt a critical blow. Wow, that is not how I was expecting that to go at all. Your company's dirty little secrets are all mine now. Well, we got him. Zekdarm's got clowns on big time. The following morning, the police got a card from Grimcat too. Now, let us investigate the premises. I'm sorry, but all the doors to the building are locked. None of the staff have shown up either, so I'm afraid my hands are tied. Sneaky bastards. Fine, I'll just get a warrant and force my way in. Is that gonna work? Well, we finally got the intel we need to make some headway. You sure you don't mind throwing your lot in with us again? Yeah, that's cool. You guys beat us to the punch anyway. Didn't realize your crew was getting after the legacy too, though. It's not so much that we want it for ourselves. We're more keen on what it actually is. The legacy? Right now, it feels like it could be anything. A stash of Mira, drugs, heavy weapons. Oh, Almata's legacy, right. Frankly, nothing is off the table. That's all the more reason to verify what we're dealing with. It seems we share a general understanding, then. Our goal, in essence, is to assess the situation, determine whether this legacy is an artifact, and, in the case that it is, recover it. So long as that goal remains unimpeded, whatever you do is of no import to us. No reason we can't join forces, then. At least until we actually find the thing. Are they gonna join the party? That seems a little early for that. Artifacts mean jack to us anyway, so yeah. You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. Now that we've settled that, let's cut to the chase. I've been sifting through the files from Zekdarm's server. And so far, this is the best lead I've got. Robin Glasgow. Must be a report on Lucas Pops. Right. Evidently, they were investigating him in great detail. As for why, well, see for yourself. Did he work for Zekdarm's? Robin Glasgow, 43, male. Born to and raised by an impoverished family in Messeldom, Robin spent his teenage years doing lackey work before eventually becoming an errand boy to a prolific drug dealer. Probably Enrique, right? In Septian calendar 1182, he joined up with Almata, a newly formed mafia organization where he would then be placed in charge of procurement and logistics. Evidence points to Almata's executives maintaining direct contact with Robin after establishing their base of operations. Despite his low rank, Robin avoided the purge that followed the unseating of Almata's original leader by Gerard Dantes. It is believed that he has earned a place of trust as a long-standing veteran within the organization. Robin's family remains unaware of his true occupation, as even his wife is wholly convinced that he works as a day laborer. With almost the entirety of Almata's membership exposed, he is presently considered the last of their members still at large. I didn't realize we were dealing with someone so close to the Mafia's core. That explains why Zect Arms is on the hunt for him. He's one of Almata's last dangling threads, and their supply specialist on top of that. If anyone's got the dirt on the legacy, it's this guy. And the quickest way to get it is to smoke him out and grill him. Zect Arms had that same thought, I imagine. There's also another report in here that caught my eye. Our comprehensive analysis has led us to something known as the Crimson Fragment, a component that Almata referred to as the final key. From what we can gather, this Crimson Fragment is part of it's only part of Almata's legacy, and there is a strong possibility that Robin Glasgow is currently in possession of it. Its moniker suggests that it may be an artifact, but Chief Developer Rosalie seems to have other ideas. The Crimson Fragment, and they called it the final key. If it weren't for this report, I'd think it was made up. Oh yeah, this thing's the real deal, and with a name like that, it's got artifact written all over it. The likelihood is high, to be sure. But suppose their hypothesis holds water and this Robin Glasgow truly did make off with it. What are the odds of him sticking around in Messeldom? Well, his family is still here. It's certainly plausible that he fled for good. But at the same time, he has roots here, and concealment seems to be a forte of his. Don't forget Zect Arms either. They've been skulking in and around town, probing every place they can think of. Maybe he couldn't bear to leave his family behind. That'd line up with Luca's story, but something about this is nagging at me. Long story short, our next step is to track this man down. It'll be tricky though, with how long he's dodged the guild and the police. True as that may be, Zect Arms did keep tabs on the spots they knew he frequented. There must be a safe house or hidden passage somewhere around one of them. They wouldn't have been combing their way through the city otherwise. Nice find, Katra. That'll save us some effort. Park Heights, Messeldom Chapel, Stowe & Co., Laka Public Baths, Extra Cinemas, North Sea Hotel, Club Barracuda, Lighthouse No. 1 at Messeldom Port, Warehouse District by Wharf No. 3, all canals and other waterways, all paths between any of the above. Sheesh! Make it longer, why don't they? They sure didn't narrow it down. Ticking these off one by one will take forever and a half. That's why we have 5 people to help. Nothing for it. We're obligated to lend our aid. Oh, but you needn't strain yourself, Celise. Clairvoyance isn't exactly your strong suit, after all. Hey! I can do it no problem when the chips are down! Still, you do have more practice than me, so... Fine. I'll let you field that part. You're talking about the power you pulled out during last year's incident, right? Are you sure that'll come in handy here? Clairvoyance? When would that not be helpful? Well, strictly speaking, its intended use is detecting spiritual presences. However, it should prove sufficient for identifying hidden rooms or passageways. So they've got their own spiritual shard search. That's one nifty little trick. It sounds similar to a shard search, only on a much broader scale. We can make use of Theo and Zeros' scanners too. Let's split up and see what we uncover. Alright. Since Leon's clairvoyance could cover more ground, he and Celise opted to focus on the larger structures. So, the lighthouse? In the meantime, Van and company branched out, inspecting a wide variety of locations with the help of Theo and Zeros. Eventually... Oh, it's snowing? We're down to our final candidate. That would be Club Barracuda, over in the back streets. Oh yeah, the one that's underground. Funny, I didn't pick up on any hidden routes in there yesterday. Hey, if it was that easy, it wouldn't be hidden. Well, come on, let's get in there and scope the place out. We may want to ensure we're prepared first, now that our search is nearing a close. Good idea. If something does turn up, we could be in there for a while. Actually, if it's okay with you guys, can we go see how the shoot is coming along? Gotti was running off on another one of his wild tangents yesterday evening. So I want to check if things are going smoothly for Nina and the others. I'm a little curious myself. We did assist with the production in a way. In a massive way. Works for me. Let's swing by for a bit before heading down to the club.
Oh, look. Snow.
I suppose we're in for a cold front then. Hope it doesn't start to accumulate too much.
I, for one, happen to find the snow to be quite pleasant.
He would.
Yeah, I guess it ain't so bad.
So, they are simply full-fledged party members now. Yeah. Status. There we go. Yep. Suits her. And suits him. So, with this, let's go into the Merhien Garten and see if they will actually join us there. If they get an introduction cutscene, then yes, they are 100% full-fledged party members this game. Oh, I don't want to do an interim report. If it makes us do an interim report instead of letting us go into the Merhien Garten, then I'm gonna... Yeah, there we go. So let's enter... Yeah, Windswept Canyon. No, they're not in here. Aww. Or maybe they're just not showing up just yet. Let's go in. Water quartz. Yeah.
Adventure awaits! Let's go!
That's kind of lame, but, you know, whatever. Well, I guess since we're here, we might as well get it set, but give me one moment. So we've got to destroy 6 breakable objects, and I took the liberty of changing the team up. Yeah. Honestly, we're just going to run through this. Though this place is definitely, it's pretty nice. Very pretty. But unless we,
That one's big.
I think what I like about this one, the Rocky Canyon sort of feel to it. Ooh. It's a nice change of pace, and I'm glad. Cobalt Ring. So this gives us HP plus 150, but I think we'll do the HP 1 instead.
I think I've got plenty of data now.
But I do like the new aesthetic. I'm not sure if it's just recency bias or not, but I definitely prefer this to the Oasis type feel of the other places. But I do think we're just going to head to the next stage. Dang, doesn't travel very far, does it? And then we get to go. Yes. Though I need to put something on the Mirage line for that treasure search. Another destroy objects one.
Like it
Whoa.
keeps going from here.
So what is this? The same area but during Windswept Canyon? So I guess this is the same area but during like nighttime or something along those lines. I wonder how they
Watch it.
So I'm sure that Marduk has some sort of method to their madness. They probably picked places that were aesthetically pleasing to the largest number of people possible. Because I doubt like the hackers really cared about the aesthetic of the place enough to change it or anything like that. So this would have been how it appeared initially. Pearl ring. We have fewer pearl rings than the other items.
That's another area down.
So even though we're not super interested in that, yeah, let's just keep it moving. Upgrade item. The only thing I don't the only thing I don't like about the equipment thing, because I did when I was doing the additional clears of the other two areas, slay the large-sized monsters. When I was doing the additional clears of the other areas, I did that one time, but there's no indication of how good the equipment is. I picked white scale mail or something like that, and when I tried to go and equip it to somebody, it was total garbage. So, I'm not too keen on that blind box aspect this time. Alright, so we've got one for us here. We gotta make sure.
Enemy sighted. Be careful.
Nope. Gotta make sure we get all of these because it's super important. Nope. Uh-oh, that was wrong. Get some. Ooh. Come on. How much armor does this thing have? Crap. Effed it up. Oh well. Finally. So I'm wondering, transforming into Grimcat. Judith's Grimcat craft transforms her into Grimcat during command battles. Additional elemental damage. Alright, cool. Not sure how much of that we'll actually be doing. He's only got luck rest. So we're going to have to... Let's have Van do it. Everybody gets some.
Up to you, Renee.
No. We should be good.
Now or never.
Boost plus. Sure. Let's go ahead and get the... Let's have the lethal operation. Uh-oh. I need to take a look and see what he's, because he is not doing any damage at all. Omega Stomp. Uh-oh. I didn't move him. Oh well, I'll be fine. Alright. Slay one large-sized monster. There we go. And now what droplet do we get? Power. We'll do arts.
That's how it goes.
Coin bullets too. Oh. But yeah.
I smell treasure.
I'm not sure. Can we upgrade his thing as is? Probably not, right? Well, where is... Okay, it's back this way. But yeah, Renee, his orbment is probably really... Or not probably. I don't think I've given him any kind of love. So before we head into this battle... Let's see what we can do for him. Oh, okay, cool. We've got open slots, just nothing in them.
Shard skills up. That's a single element slot.
Let's give him this hit
Shard
too.
skills updated.
Earthen Verse, Septium Vein.
Shard
The cast. Grants quick when HP is low.
Shard skills updated.
Not the greatest thing ever, but... Oh well. We'll let it rock. Let's go ahead and slay the boss. Whoa! That's a whole friggin' lot. Take the Grendel has been temporarily made available.
We must subdue it.
Okay. There's a ton going on here. Necromancer Blade. Alright. It's not death blowing us just yet.
Now or never.
But I'm sure with a name like that, it's not going to be too long. Add magic damage.
Don't go easy on them.
I prowl in the night. There's nothing I can't swipe. Grimcat coming your way.
She's got a Sailor Moon transformation. I didn't do that even one time in the original game. So we're going to go ahead, take the Grendel.
Get going, Dad.
There we go. So we'll get to rapid onslaughting
Pressure him and move it.
Round them all up.
into a regal beatdown. All right, not the worst thing ever. As long as they don't have any type of self-healing capability, we should be good. Death Lily, please don't. Yeah, figured.
Can't beat me.
Okay,
Certain orcs look to be most effective.
we will... I mean, we gotta stand Van back up. And have her immediately go in.
It's go time.
Initiating skill. Boost gauge
Did we get him? Most of them, I think. Yes, sir. And his lock crest is finally executing. Well, hey.
You'll pay for that.
Let's have him eat a little bit. 2K and a res up. Yeah. So he's right back in the fight, thankfully. A 0 arts. I wasn't looking at that. That's fine, though.
Boost gauge limit increased.
We're still on recast with them. But we should just be able to bully this thing to death.
Gotcha.
A little bit more. Death Lily. Didn't insta-kill anybody, thankfully.
Initiating skill.
Alright, got him out of here. Rank 8. Arts attack plus 8. Alright.
Result.
Windswept Canyon. First complete.
I expect you to do the heavy lifting next time.
5 SP and 80 Marduk points. So with that set, I'm going to do the additional clears. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and skip to those. Not right this second, but I will be getting them done. But before that, craft enhancements. Do we have? Yeah, I don't think we've got anything. All right. Nothing yet, but that's a-okay.
Want a place to chill? Then look no further.
So, no more... Do we have any more? No, we've already cleared all the hacking trials.
We've got the good stuff.
We can convert for skill stones. But it takes 20 into... We can get about 60? I think my math is right. 17. No, my math is so wrong. Let's just forget I said that. So Celeste and Leon have skill stones. Why are they not here? I must have to move further into the game or something, because if we can get skill stones for them, then there should be available here.
We've got the good stuff. Thanks a bundle. We've got the good stuff.
So drivers, arts, plugins, anything new? Argent Thorn. Not too shabby. Definitely want that. Shadow Spear. Abyssal Flame is fine. But yeah, let's go into... Well, actually, let's go ahead and get the Marian Guardsman main menu, and we'll do the Mystic Cube.
tokens.
Alright, so we got a pretty nice haul, but we always get a fairly nice haul, honestly. Yeah. So with that, we are officially done with this for right now. Log out of the Marian Garten. But yes, before this is all said and done, we shall be going ahead. Wait, how do I... Oh, okay. What the heck? We shall be going ahead and doing another, doing a double clear. But let us see. We're probably going to be able to, today at least, we're probably going to be able to go to other areas. But let's check out what's playing at the cinema today. Okay, need to get going ASAP. Not just yet. We'll be back though. Oh, let's check out the bathhouse. Go ahead and see. We should have a new scene there because we've got new party members. Well, it'll probably be the same cutscenes, but just having them hanging out with us.
Would you like to use?
Yeah. So Van and Leon.
This is perfect.
Leon doesn't say anything. All right, well.
Don't you think it's a little too steamy in here?
And Celise also doesn't say anything.
It's so nice and warm in here.
Still no idea where Katra's at. But unless we get new party members, probably going to be it for this, because we only need to do it, well, if it's still the same as it was in the previous
a much
game.
needed moment of respite.
Come see us again.
We only need to do it the one time outside of story mandated time frames anyways.
What a pretty canal.
So now let's go ahead, swing around and take a look and see what we'll be doing today. Or at least starting off to, why does she have an umbrella? It's actually kind of interesting because you don't really
have here.
An umbrella for snow is a bad idea for like a pretty obvious reason. Help! It's been forever since we've seen our friend. Meet us at the church and we'll tell you the rest. Tony and Mina. At some point during yesterday's chaos, an experiment was released somewhere in the Zect Arms branch office's basement level, specifically the server room. Clean it up before the police move in. DL. Who's that? The client's initials are DL. Do you think it's gotta be Grammy. Oh, okay. Heir to the Phantom Thief name. Keep distractions in your surroundings to a minimum. Basically, she's telling me I wasn't thorough enough. I see. I guess we can sneak our way back in when we get some free time. She's like, make sure you clean up after yourselves now. Alright, so what's up with these two? We're looking for a Tony and Mina that put out a request for us. Is that you two? I'm from Arkride Solutions. We got your 4SPG. Whoa, you really showed up! See, I told you it would work! Do you mind if we explain our request? Sure, I'm all ears. Okay, well, the thing is, there's this boy who goes to Sunday school with us. His name's Jed, and he can be a little rough around the edges sometimes. He skips school a bunch, gets into fights with other kids. Definitely sounds like a handful. Yeah, he really is. And no matter how many times the adults yell at him, he never listens. But none of that stuff means he's a bad person, you know? He just has a hard time expressing himself. Anyway, the problem is that Jed's... Well, 3 days ago he stopped coming to school and we haven't really seen him since. Well, that's never good. He stopped coming without saying a word to anybody? That's what we think anyway. Where are his parents at? I know he's got a lot of stuff going on at home, but his dad hasn't reached out to anyone either. Uh-oh, well, I guess that answers that. Then maybe he really is just skipping school. I don't think so. See, Jed might not like most things, but he does like me and Tony. Okay, so that's why he called, because it didn't sound like they were very friendly, but... That's why whenever he skips classes, he'll still come out to play with us. But it's been 3 whole days since we've seen him. There's gotta be something wrong. I see. Can't blame you for being worried, honestly. Oh, right. The teachers have also been acting pretty weird today. Uh-oh, the conspiracy thickens. I think they've been talking about Jed. But whenever we ask about what they're talking about, they just say it's grown-up business and that we don't need to worry about it. How could they even say that to us? Jed's our friend! Anyway, that's why we decided to come to you for help. Can you please figure out what's going on with Jed? I don't know. This sounds really shady already. Look, I get you really care about this kid, but I'm not so sure this is a job for a Spriggan. Right? Why not go to the cops? You seriously about to turn down a little kid, Arkride? What a shame. This seemed like a wonderful opportunity to witness a Spriggan in action for once. Come on, Van. I get that this probably falls more into the guild's bucket, but I'm worried about their friend too. Wow, no pressure, right? Right. This really isn't the kind of job I'd normally take, but it sounds like I'll have my hands full if I don't. Right. Guess there's nothing to it but to do it. We'll take your request. Not sure if we'll be any help, though. Awesome! Thank you so much. We'll start by talking to your Sunday school teachers first. Sounds like they know a thing or two about what's happened to Jed. Yeah, I think they were having a meeting about him earlier. Father Krenz and Sister Olga are inside the chapel right now. If you find out anything, let us know as soon as possible. Will do. So, Father Krenz and Sister Olga, huh? Yeah, let's go ahead and have a little chat up with them. We don't have any proof, Olga. So they do know something. But we can't simply do nothing. I'm going to the police station to file a report. Now hold on, before you do that. Sorry to interrupt, but we were wondering if we could ask you two a few questions. Oh, yes, of course. What seems to be the problem? Well, you see, I'm a Spriggan, and we just got a request from a couple of kids that go to Sunday school here. They wanted us to look into where their friend Jed is. They're worried about him. That must have been Tony and Mina. They ask about him every chance they can get. I'm surprised they tried to hire a Spriggan, though. I mean, no offense, but you should really let the church handle something like this. Well, you guys have been doing a bang-up job so far. And I'm not sure how comfortable I feel sharing information on one of our children with a complete stranger. Wow! Somebody's got some discernment for once? That's about the reaction I expected, honestly. It's way harder to do this sort of thing in Messeldom than it is in the capital, huh? I mean, practically everyone knows your face back home. I'll vouch for them. They may not look it, but they're actually pretty trustworthy. Although, given Mr. Arkride's exceptionally dubious character, your reaction is understandable. Don't worry, if he does anything that would offend the goddess, we'll make sure he receives due punishment. You really have it out for me, huh? Yeah. Those robes. Are you at the congregation for the sacraments? Yeah, sorry for barging on your conversation, but you were just saying something about filing a report. Why not ask these guys for help first? I'm surprised that you place so much trust in them. They should. We've proven ourselves to be fairly capable. Personally, I still have my reservations, but, well, maybe this is Adios's will. So you'll let us handle it? Yes, we would be happy to have your assistance. First, let me explain. As you know, Jed hasn't been to school in 3 days despite us trying to keep an eye on him. Having heard nothing from the boy, we made a trip to his house this morning to see what was going on. They're so involved! When we did, however, we were surprised to hear that he'd simply never come home in the first place. Sounds like things are worse than we thought. So he's completely missing then? Yes, and yet Jed's father said he had no intention of notifying the authorities. You can go to jail for that sort of thing. That's just abject neglect. His response to the matter was simply, I'm sure he'll come back eventually. And Jed is like, what, 9? But after that, he also said something to the effect of, he'll be sorry for putting me through all this. Yeah, he's gonna beat the brakes off that kid. Sounds like he doesn't care at all about his son's safety. Talk about a rough home. Yes, we believe it's possible that Jed's being abused. You believe so, huh? You believe so? We've witnessed his father get upset with him on several occasions. He occasionally comes into school with injuries as well, not the kind you'd expect from fighting with other kids either. However, his father claims they're all Jed's doing. He says he gets them while playing because he's so competitive and quick to get into fights with other children. I know we just agreed to take this on, but maybe it's better if we leave this to the police. You think so too, then? I disagree. Yeah, going to the police is out of the question, for the moment at least. Because what, they throw his dad into jail and now he's an orphan? Actually, that probably might be for the best. What are you talking about? That kid could be in serious trouble right now. Look, the cops are going to deal with this one of two ways. Either they send him back to his old man or they place him in protective custody. Plus, if there's not enough evidence or Jed and his father have conflicting stories, the investigation alone will take months. So they're tied up with all that red tape. In other words, any potential resolution would be brought to a standstill, and that would only serve to make things worse for Jed. I suppose that's true. That's why you should let us investigate first. I see what you mean. Didn't think you ever thought that far ahead. It's just, I get why some kids want to run away from home. Been through my own share of stuff in the past, after all. So, Celise, yeah, she definitely has that rough and tumbleness about her. Well, I'm riding your coattails a little on this one, but I agree with you. That said, you're welcome to put in a report with the police, but would you mind waiting a bit? At least until we've had a chance to do our thing. Yes, of course. We understand. I guess our first stop should be Jed's house then. It's the one right by the entrance to the back streets. Oh wow, he lives in a bad area too. Please do whatever you can to help him. Sure, we'll go see what we can find. His dad's definitely gonna end up being a piece of freaking work. That much is certain. We don't have to go to the Marian Garden just yet. Yeah, see, these people with umbrellas, I'm not sure about that. I guess it's not snowing all that much. Oh, well, buddy's in for a rough time, but we can't help him with that. But yeah, it's like when the snow piles up, it's gonna mess up the whole purpose of, well, whatever. Okay, this must be the place. Yeah, sounds like the dad's going to be a real piece of work, though. Don't you think it'll be a little tough to get info from him? There's no way he won't be on guard with us. That's why you have the church folk here. Yeah, I think it'd be best if we formed a plan first. You're actually starting to sound like a Spriggan. This is exactly what I've been looking forward to. Well, first, we should make sure the ones doing the questioning are the least intimidating out of all of us. So, Leon and Katra, maybe? I've got a voice recorder here too, just in case. Also, I've got a job for Zeros. For Zeros? Well, I guess I don't mind, as long as you actually have a plan. Yeah, I'll take care of it when the time comes. Now let's get this show on the road. Okay. I wouldn't really say Celise is not intimidating, but, you know, considering we were traveling together anyway, I figured we might as well help them out. But how are we the least intimidating ones? He really thinks he can get away with pushing us around like this? Still, I do think he made the right call. We may as well resign ourselves to it and knock already. Leon definitely, Celise not so much, but that church garb definitely helps. Leon knocked on the door to Jed's house. Damn it, and I was just starting to get a buzz going. Ain't seen you around here before. You at the church? If it's about my kid, I already covered it with the others. Pleased to meet you. We actually just started working with the church here in Messeldom, which is the truth. We heard about Jed from the others. As his father, I'm sure you must be horribly distraught. Which also is true. Not that second part, but the first part. So, you see, we thought that perhaps we might be of some help. Also true? Yeah, that's right. We want to help look for Jed. Nah, don't bother yourself about it. I'm not sure if he's run away or what, but it's probably because I gave him a pretty harsh talking to a few days ago. Give him a day or two and he always comes back. Huh? This isn't the first time he's run away? I mean, 3 days is a bit of a first, but otherwise, nah. Why do I have to sit here and answer all these dumb questions anyway? You're his dad? What the heck? Wish that broad I was dating never dropped him on me in the first place. I mean, all the kid ever does is mouth off. Doesn't clean, doesn't cook. Wait. Jed's not even his dad? Biologically? If it weren't for the money I get for housing him, he wouldn't be worth spit to me. He ought to be grateful even as a roof over his head. So what, he's like fostering Jed in exchange for money? This man's every bit as unpleasant as we were led to believe. Can't believe. Huh? You got something you want to say to me, Missy? I said I can't believe what a lousy piece of shit you... Well, fast on the uptake at least. My goodness, where are our manners? The sister here has a very peculiar tick, you see. It presents like verbal abuse on occasion. Yeah, see, Leon definitely the right pick for this. Celise, not so much. Huh? Oh yeah. Seems like they're hanging on by a thread over there. Maybe it'll still work out? They did seem pretty unhappy about it all. But choosing them was the right choice. He's less likely to be on guard with someone from the church. I mean, after the visit they had earlier, why wouldn't they send someone else over? Oh, would you look at that? I think they're wrapping up. So, their very first bit of Spriggan work wasn't a bit of a bumpy ride there towards the end, but I see. So they're not actually blood related. And the only reason he's keeping him around is because of the welfare he gets from the government and the church. So that's all Jed is to him, is a payday. Shitty old bastard. Creeps like that make me sick. I didn't see any signs of a child in the house anywhere. So does Jed even have a room? Given the way his father was acting, it's likely he hasn't been back since he left. On a separate note, I admire your incredible willingness to foist work onto others, Van. Truly an admirable quality for a Spriggan. Leon, he's like, why'd you make me do that? Yeah, sorry to throw you guys into the deep end like that. You were a big help. Alright, this next bit is up to our Zyphas and Zeros. You're talking about the scent of the house you had Zeros pick up, right? We just need to have him compare it against any other scents in the city using Shard Search. Think you can do that, Zeros? Zeros is awesome. I wish I had a Zeros. I really would like a Zeros. I keep coming back to that thought. He's so cool. Guess we're all set then. We'll take over from here. I guess we can let the clergy rest for a bit. Of course, happy to oblige. Maybe this time we'll actually get to see you do something for once. So, sit back and watch how a professional handles it. So it looks like... Okay, because we don't actually have to... Oh. I mean, do we actually have to follow this if the, if we already have the sense on the, or already have the marker on the map? I need to be more cognizant of that, because if that's been the case for the other ones so far, it does kind of defeat the coolness of this.
You should investigate the area.
Has he been hiding? Uh-oh. Well, I don't think Daybreak would get that morbid. Is he hiding in there? Please tell me he's hiding in there. This seems to be where the trail ends. The fact that it led us to a trash can doesn't exactly fill me with relief, though. Yeah, talk about a bad omen. But I guess a lead's a lead. Now let's see what's inside. Right, here we go. I think this game has a T rating. If there was a child's dead body in there, it would probably immediately bump it up to an M. So that's all it was. Yeah, okay. See, that's a bit of outside knowledge, but... And Daybreak 1 really impressed me with a lot of the subject matter it handled, but I think this might be a little... I would be surprised if they'd gone there. Oh, thank the goddess! I was afraid we were gonna find a kid stuffed in there. Yeah, I thought I was like, a bit of a toss-up. In the games prior to Daybreak, there would have been absolutely no chance. But with what Daybreak primed us for, there was a thought at the front of the mind for a second there. You've been watching too many thrillers, Judith. Although I was starting to get a bit spooked. Let's see what's inside. An old mop, a scrub brush, and a large towel. So what, is he working at lockup? All that? And there's also what looks like an old, worn-out set of kids' clothing in here. I assume Zeros must have picked up a scent on the clothes. I'm sure they're Jed's, but why were they thrown away? The items were gathered together pretty neatly. Doesn't feel like somebody trying to dispose of evidence. Maybe whoever threw this stuff out just wanted to get Jed into a change of clothes. Is it his mom? Did his mom come back for him? They are pretty dirty. Probably wanted the kid to clean up a bit. Do you think someone's trying to take care of him? That seems like a pretty likely possibility. The question is who? We should be able to narrow it down based on the contents of the bag. Yeah, this doesn't really look like your typical family's trash. It probably came from one of the shops around here. Okay, yes, Laka's. So whoever is running that shop probably took him in, that old lady. In that case, maybe it was the bathhouse. Whoever works there definitely knows where Jed is. Oh, that makes sense. A bathhouse would totally have all those items. Huh, you're right. Hadn't even thought about it. I take it that means we have our next stop, yes? Yeah, let's go see what they have to say. Ooh, 1 SP. Yes, come to Papa. Alright, lady. Let's go ahead and chat you up a bit. Excuse me, ma'am. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Oh, certainly. What would you like to know? You're not taking care of a child here by any chance, are you? We're looking for a little boy named Jed. May I ask why you're looking for him? We spoke with a few people at the chapel who were worried about him. They haven't seen him for 3 days now. Yeah, and we promised we'd do whatever we could to find him. Is there any way we can convince you to trust us? We're not his dad. No, it's alright. It's plain to see you're good folk. However, I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you three. Jed just ran off a few minutes ago. Why, because he saw us coming? Maybe he saw the church people and got scared. The boy practically burst out the doors like his tail was on fire. Did something happen? Well, you see, maybe it's best I start from the beginning. If you don't mind. I've been worried about that boy for a while now. Yeah, it's like everybody could see he was not having a good time of it. You see, his father is far from being a good man. Some time back, I even saw him push the kid to steal something from the souvenir store. Then 3 days ago, I noticed him wandering around all by himself at night. I called out to him and I noticed that his cheeks were swollen, like he'd been beaten. I figured I would patch him up a bit. So that's how he ended up staying here with you? Must mean you're the one who had him change into a different set of clothes. You knew about all that? Yes, that was me. I was lucky enough to have some clothes around his size that we usually reserve for customers. So I had him change into those, then gave him a meal that'd be easy on his stomach. That's very kind of you, ma'am. Sure explains what he's been up to these last 3 days. Right, having a really nice time. Which leads us back to him running out of here a minute ago, right? He certainly seems to be feeling better. You see, I was thinking of asking him if he'd like to stay here permanently. Right, I thought that's the arrangement. Like, he definitely should. He needs to get out of there. You want to become his legal guardian? I'm impressed that you'd be willing to take on that kind of responsibility. It is really nice of her. Well, my husband passed away and my only son is living elsewhere with his own family. I hardly know what to do with myself if I don't have someone to look after. And in the end, it just wouldn't sit right with me if I sent him back to that awful father of his. You won't find any disagreement here. I was in the middle of asking him what he thought of me taking him in, but that's when he up and ran off. Probably thought it was too good to be true. I'm sure he probably just needs some time to think it over. Well, I think you've painted a pretty clear picture. Sounds like Jed probably hasn't gone all too far either. Oh, I'm sure he's nearby. He's probably over by the lighthouse. I'm a bit worried about him catching a cold in this weather, though. If you don't mind, would you be willing to go check on him for me? Of course, it'd be no problem. Well, guess we're finally meeting Jed. Let's go. So I'm sure with this, because no wonder it only ups our law. There's not really like, could you imagine if one of the options would be like, insist Jed go back to his father? Wait. Oh, okay, I'm like, who is that? I thought he was fishing with his mom for a second. It sure got cold out here. Hey, why the long face, kid? Who are you? It's none of your business. Actually, it's very much our business. We were planning to go take a bath over at the bathhouse, but the old lady at the counter was in a bit of a tizzy. We asked her if there was a problem, and she said she was so worried about the little boy who ran out that she couldn't focus on work. Huh? I didn't realize. So, are you this Jed she was talking about? If something's bothering you, why don't we talk it out? Otherwise, we might never get to take a dip in the baths. That's an interesting approach. He seems very well versed in dealing with kids, too. The thing is, that old lady asked me if I wanted to stay with her. She gave me these new clothes and fed me a ton of food. I didn't know what to think of it at first, but it was way better than anything I ever had at home. Sounds pretty great to me. Why not give it a try for a while? Give it a try? How do you expect me to do that, huh? If I did, it'd be like I was running away from my dad. Is that not exactly what you're doing right now? This isn't a matter of pride, though. If he's treating you poorly, it's okay to run away, don't you think? That's the coward's way out, and I'm no coward. I've never lost a fight. I mean, it sounds like you lose them pretty frequently to him. But this old lady... Sure, she treats me like I'm her kid right now, but it's all just her show. He can't trust it because of what he's been through. She's gotta be just like my old man. She just wants me for the mirror. Do you really believe that? Yeah, of course I do. All grown-ups are just liars and phonies. She almost had me fooled, too. Glad I came out here to cool my head. You came out here to cool your head and that's your answer? You're an even bigger fool than I thought. He's got you so screwed up that you don't even know how to accept a little human decency? Hey, don't you think she's getting a little too harsh? Right, this is a little kid she's raising her voice at. Yeah, she's really laying into him, but probably because Celeste really relates to what he's going through. Nah, let's let her handle this one. Why do you gotta yell at me like that? You're just like my old man. Listen, do you know why I'm so angry? It's because you said something wrong, and I think you know what it was. What do you mean? You know exactly what I mean. That equating that old lady to her, to his father. That old lady is genuinely worried about you. She wants to help you however she can. She doesn't deserve to have her feelings spat on just because you think she's only in it for the mirror or whatever. Why are you saying all this? I know I overdid it by saying all that stuff a minute ago. And I know she's actually really nice. It's just, if I went to live with her, I'd have to explain it to my old man. Wouldn't? I mean, that'd be the last conversation you ever had to have with him, though. And it's not like you'd have to do it by yourself. You'd have a whole army of people backing you up. Look, I don't know what your dad'll say if you try to leave. But it sounds to me like you want to take the old lady up on her offer. And you're too scared of your dad to do it. What you're missing is the courage to be honest with yourself. If you want to leave home, maybe tell some adults how you're feeling instead of trying to deal with it all on your own. Us, that old lady, and the people at church are all here to help you. You said you've never lost a fight, right? Well, you don't have to lose this one either. Okay, I'll try. That's the spirit. See, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Whew. I wasn't sure that was going to turn out so well for a minute there, but it looks like all's well that ends well. Yeah, that's one more case in the bag. That's the delinquent sister for you. Indeed, she's a lot kinder than she lets on, if a bit of a busybody. Alright, let's head back. I know I got a little steamed there, but I'll leave the rest to you, Spriggan. Hey, no harm done. Alright then, let's go and get Angela, then we'll head to the chapel to talk everything over. And so they went back to get Angela, then headed back to the chapel. Aw, he's back with his friends. Do a little bit of this action. Tony and Mina gave Jed a bit of a scolding, but the three were more than happy to be reunited. In the meantime, Van and the others sat down with the head of the church, Vicar Rodion, to discuss Jed's future. And that's why I decided to take the boy in. If possible, I'd like to become his guardian so that he can continue to live with me. I'm sure this would have gone much smoother if I had consulted with the church first. I'm very sorry for all the trouble. There's no need for an apology. Some of the blame lies with us for not doing more from the beginning. Besides, it should be relatively simple to register him with your name and household. Considering it also sounds like that's Jed's wish, I'd say we can go ahead and start moving things in that direction. The real problem is what to do about his old man. He's not gonna like losing out on that money. Yeah, that's going to be the most critical part. You make it sound like you've already got a plan in mind. You gonna share with the class? So this is gonna be what our alignment option is. Jed's leaving no matter what, but how we break the news to his old man is gonna decide what we get. Yes, if that's true, we'd certainly like to hear it. The way I see it, we've got two options. The first option would be to hand him over to the police for the abuse, right? And the second option, we don't turn him in at all. Wouldn't handing him over to the police be the obvious choice? I think so too. We already have testimony from Angela and the boy himself that he was being abused. We even have those recorded statements from when we spoke to the father earlier. He should be held accountable for what he's done. Even if he brought this in, or even if he is brought in, his case won't be tried as a serious crime. If Jed was harmed to the point of nearly being killed, that would be a different story. But because he's mostly been able to attend school regularly, there's a likelihood that his father could get off with a light sentence. If that's the case, then I can understand why we wouldn't want to go get the police involved. But you don't plan to let the father get off scot-free either, right? Right. I'm going to have him sign a contract. It'll guarantee that he not only leaves Messeldom, but that he never makes contact with Jed again. Well, it certainly won't be a loss for the community. And if we threaten to expose his other crimes to the police upon a breach of contract, he should have no issues agreeing to our terms. That's a pretty good idea. But it also means that jerk won't have to face judgment. He can just start a new life somewhere else like it's no big deal. Even thinking about it pisses me off. I think it's most important we make sure he adheres to the contract. And to be frank, I'm not totally convinced we'll be able to get him to sign. I suppose we'll just have to rely on a Spriggan's experience once more. I imagine there's no clear solution to this issue. You're all much more closely aware of Jet's concerns than we are, so I'd like to take your perspective into account on the matter. I guess it's up to you, Van. Well, if you want my opinion, maybe we should turn him over to the police so he'll actually have to pay for his crimes. Or do we let him off with signing a contract? What should we do with Jet's dad? We gotta hand him over to the police. We've already been too chaotic. If it were me, I'd turn him over to the police. Granted, he may be back out on the streets in a few years anyway, and that's even if they lock him up at all. Still, I think he deserves to be raked over the coals. Hopefully, he'll get a proper punishment for his crimes. I see where you're coming from. You make a very convincing argument. Very well, the church will move forward as you've suggested. Soon after, word was sent to the police, who then went to see Jed's father. After doing some questioning around the neighborhood, it was made clear without a doubt that there was ongoing child abuse. Jed's father was quickly placed under arrest on suspicion of neglect and abuse of a minor.
That's one job behind us.
Mirror deposit confirmed.
Alright then. Is that going to be enough for... No. But basically, the next time we get any kind of, oh, I guess we have to run down there. But the next time we get any kind of law points, it's gonna take us over. So I was making sure to build up Gray first, previously. Let's go ahead and save, and then we'll head in. I'll probably just go directly to the fight. But all the blockades inside are still unlocked. All right, as long as we use the ducts, we should be able to reach the server room. Okay. Oh, we'll just go directly there? Are we able to turn around? No. Okay, we have to stay here. So we'll drop her for him. Oh. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and get all these. More Grendel skill stones. Yeah. Gop, got that. 15 skill stones for Renee. Well, alright. So with this, a fearsome foe is prowling around. Not for too much longer. So we'll start with... What does he have? He's got nada.
Going all in.
Activating drive.
Van will chrono drive. Jeez. We just need to La Forte.
I'll make him eat dirt.
Yeah, she's got that.
Got it. Give me strength.
And then a satellite cure. Niflheim, Fiamma Midgard. Did that cancel her thing out? No, it didn't. Okay. Alright. Let's take a look, see what we got.
Quick work of them.
Activating skill.
Now, return to dust from whence you came. Bring forth eternal serenity to a world stained with vice. Niflheim!
Got them up out of here.
I'll make him eat dirt.
Let's go for...
There.
Chance.
And he will... Okay, so coin bullets, not as thin of an AoE anymore. Heavenly Halter still has that really,
Make it
There we go. Battle-hardened vet. Alright.
I'll make him eat dirt.
Not sure what we did to earn that, but take a look at this.
Etch this sight in your mind, because it's the last you'll ever see! Become the maw of hellfire that consumes the darkness! Fiamma Midgard! Your next, Elysian!
Alright, well, get some. And he's got 0 arts.
Boost level maximum.
So yeah, let's go ahead and get both of these guys. There we go.
Nice.
Level 23. Revelation. Ooh.
Reward deposited.
More law. Was I right? I was not. But, okay. We can go ahead and now leave. Yeah. And I think what we're going to... Let's see.
What's next?
So there's no connection events available, obviously. I want to, I think I want to double clear... Yeah. Well... Before we check this out, I'm gonna double clear the windswept canyon, so give me one moment. So out of curiosity, I want to check with that guy, Mr. Chef there, and there was brand new food we could buy. And as you can see, there is no update to anybody's anything. So that is a little worrying. He had new items, but there was no red shop indicator to let us know that. So, oh well. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but we're not gonna freak out just yet. Just gonna see how the shoot's going. Huh. Didn't realize there was a shoot here today. They weren't around when we came through earlier. Gotti's probably been moving the production here, there, and everywhere, filming things the script never called for. So, well, he's an artiste. I swear, this happens every time he gets worked up. Makes me worry how the cast and crew are coping. Well, we've come all this way. Might as well go and say hello. Hey, you three. What new scene are you working on now? Oh, look who it is. Judith! I'm glad you asked, actually. This little snow flurry popped up at just the right time. Picture this. Antonio, the young, handsome businessman who came to Michelle's rescue, is revealed to have been the mob boss all along. And Michelle is about to fall right into his clutches. A twist like that against a backdrop like this? Phenomenal! Plus, now that you're here... Huh? I see where you're going with this, Salvatore. Putting both female leads in the scene at once will lend it a lot more impact. I tell you, this woman really gets me! What did I just walk into? It's actually, okay, I can't claim to know how filming works, but you'd think the fact that Judith is allowed to walk about with us means that she's basically done for the time being. But... like we just established, Gotti's a bit of an artiste, so she should have known she'd get wrapped up in this if she came along. Another scene?
I don't understand. Why are you here, Antonio? Where's Ron?
About that. Neither he nor Golden Blood will be joining us, I'm afraid. Now, be a dear and hand over that key. It's our only hope of foiling their scheme.
No. Ron swore he would come. He said not to give this to anyone but him. He knew the Syndicate would try and take it away. Antonio. You're with them, aren't you?
They reshot the scene with bro? Alright.
Oh, come now, Michelle. Don't misunderstand me. I'm a businessman. In our line of work, Mira makes the world go round.
So.
Now then, with all those unwanted nuisances out of the way, our plan can finally come to fruition.
You fools played right into my...
Hey, Tony. Thought I told you not to let your guard down around the ladies.
Golden blood? Can't be. How are you still alive? Get her! Don't stop until she's dead!
I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Whoa! Jeez!
Now! Right! Take this!
Yeah! Damn you! You'll never stop my plans!
Sorry to break it to you. The Golden Blood never says never.
We'll stop you no matter what. And Ron will be right there with us!
Okay, who's Ron? Where's Ron at?
God! We got the shot, everybody!
Well, Ron will be alright. We already did all the heavy lifting for him. Man, I can't wait to see this in theaters. Seeing a movie play out from behind the scenes is more fun than I thought. You could barely even tell the whole thing was off the cuff. My, what an experience. To think we'd have front row seats to a performance by two of the most ravishing actresses of our time. Maybe dial it back a bit, fanboy. You and me are birds of a feather, Leon. Really? Well, Leon did call them ravishing. Too bad you didn't come by sooner. I could have given you the full backstage experience. By the by, I understand that Van filled in for one of your cast members. Perhaps I could do the same next time you're in need. Oh, hey, he's like, let me in on the action. Hey, now there's an idea. With a pretty face like that, I could even line you up for a screen debut if you're up for it. Quit egging him on, damn it. That's the actor who didn't show up yesterday. Yeah, real piece of work, that dude. Quite a role they subbed you in for, Van. Yeah, it's pretty typical for a Gotti production. You can tell he's big on irredeemable villains. But it's got a different vibe this time around now that he and Lom are co-directing. Where is Lom? We haven't seen that guy not once. Hey, what is this, a live studio audience? Quit lazing around. The scene's wrapped up, so let's get back on track already. Right, wouldn't want to overstay our welcome. Whoops, guess we got a little derailed. Sorry to get in your way, everyone. We'll be taking our leave now. Not at all. You're welcome to visit anytime. Our next set of shots is over in the back streets. We'll head that way once everything is packed up. That'll place them right near the underground club, so she's telling us to get a move on. And you've got rehearsals this evening, young lady, so I'd better not see you saunter in late, and be quick about it. Alright, well, I know, you don't need to treat me like a newbie. I've heard talk of a construction job in that area several years back. Supposedly, special attention was paid to the plumbing. Noted. Thanks, Grammy. Jeez, dude, she's doing a lot of heavy lifting for us. Damn, your grandma's got some real street smarts. She reminds me a bit of Master Barkhorn, somehow. You know what? They'll never do it, but a prequel game with all of the older party not older party members, but older, characters would be pretty cool. I'd play it anyways, but I'm not sure how marketable that would be for Falcom to be it'd be worth Falcom's while. But something around the Orbital Revolution would be super cool. But could you imagine? Oh my gosh. Like a Legends Arceus version of the Trails series, where all the orbits are complete trash. They can only take like 2 or 3 quarts? Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, we mustn't let her kindness go to waste. Shall we be off? Yeah, come on, guys. Uh-oh. Are we finally gonna find out what's up with Nina?
Judith, Van, and Catra doing with those two, of all people?
Okay, so she's church affiliated.
I just hope it doesn't drag on too long.
I've no doubt this will be a fascinating movie. Seems to be quite the collaborative endeavor.
We'll see. A lot of so-called ambitious collabs don't end up working out that well. But if they pull it off, it'll prove just how skilled the directors and actresses here are.
Look forward to the final product, because I guarantee it'll blow you away.
Gotti's definitely gonna get his way this time. But yes, now that we know, so Nina...
I'm getting a reading. You should investigate the area.
Because, Nina was a little...
Remy said they were doing some work on the plumbing.
Right. Now might be the time to do a shard search.
Oh.
It's reacting to something.
In the bathroom?
Well. Alright, well. You gotta do what you gotta do. But yes, Nina was far too prominent for how, move freely around town. So this is gonna be our break point then. But yeah, she was a little too prominent for how she ended up not really doing much. And now that Iscariot's been introduced, I'm gonna guess that she's with them, but we'll see. We have a reading. Is there a hidden entrance here? Yep, we hit the jackpot. It's sealed from the other side though, so it's gonna take some elbow grease to get it open. Well, here goes nothing. Hold up a sec. Is something the matter, Celise? Don't tell me you're getting cold feet. The hell do you think I am? Is she cloaking us? There, I put up a barrier to keep people out. It'll only hold for 5 minutes though, so make this quick. They have all kinds of fancy powers. We never saw Gaius do anything like that. Or Wazi for that matter. Right, thanks. I can't wait to get this over with either. Ugh, the smell. Right, dude. Oh my gosh. That thing is so nasty. I expected there to be a stench, but not one quite this putrid. This escape hatch leads right into Shit Lagoon. Guess we'll just have to hold our breath and go. Can he do? Actually, from a mental health standpoint, I would prefer to avoid traumatizing myself. Does he have a goddess like a... Oh my gosh, I can't even think of it. A goddess air freshener or something? Oh yeah, I forgot you can do that. You can do all sorts of nice stuff. Indeed. This is a purification barrier. It cleanses the area around me and removes any foul odors. Shall I cast it on you all as well? Save for Van, of course, since he seems so confident he can grin and bear it. What? Yeah, real funny. Oh, why? I do like that though. I really like. It's an important. I think it's important to have characters like that who don't strictly get along with everybody. But he just is. Leon very clearly just enjoys razzing Van. Jokes aside, that's an impressive spell. It'd spare our noses, not to mention our laundry. Agreed. Let's take him up on his offer. No sense making things harder on ourselves at this stage. An anti-nastiness barrier? Alright. Upon descending into the hidden passage, Van and the others found themselves in a pitch-black sewer. Using a series of barely noticeable scratches on the walls as their guide, they gradually made their way forward. I wouldn't be touching nothing until eventually, but that's why I'm not a Spriggan, because... Oh! Messeldom Coastal Road. This place is beautiful! Huh. So this is where that tunnel leads. We're on the western outskirts of Messeldom by my estimate. Looks to me like this entire area would be out of view for anyone in the city. All these twists and turns, no signs of civilization. Makes for a good getaway route. And it's reacting. What do you know? This thing wasn't reacting at all before. I was starting to think we missed the mark. We're in the right place after all then. Whatever the legacy might be, it must have some connection to what happened in Edith. Yeah, we'll want to be ready for anything. Not sure I follow, but about that thing in your hand, she's like, that wouldn't happen to be an artifact, would it? Something we might want to get our hands on? We can delve into that matter later. Our destination is nearby. I'm sensing something strange ahead as well. Proceed with caution, everyone. For sure. You guys do the same. Ooh. No need to go into the Merhien Garten, as I have... Uh-oh. Oh, hitting the wrong button. But yeah, no need to go into the Merhien Garten, because I have indeed double cleared it. We've got plenty... Oh, I should probably,
There's the ocean. Ugh. The wind's blowing so hard out here. What's Luca's father doing all the way out here?
So he's the last remaining member of Almata, huh? I hope we can reunite him with his son.
Not...
Yeah, hope so too.
I don't know. That might be wishful thinking. Oh, but you know what? Having Leon and Celise with us when we go back in time would be really helpful. Actually, they might have a lot of or they might deem whatever's going on with the Genesis heretical and fight us for it. That could be okay. I can see that now that I'm thinking about it, because we already have we've got a lot of freaking firepower with them. So maybe this time around, we're going to need to give them the slip. And that's probably why we can't bring them into the Merhien Garten. So it's like, these two... that would suck, though. I actually really like Celise and Leon. Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
Watch it.
But I could definitely see the fact, we get into it with them. And then we're going to have to... No, actually, how would that even work? And plus, yeah, I'm not sure if coming here by ourselves would be the best course of action, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But we can also upgrade their, we can probably max out their, it's forcing us into a fight. That's okay. But we could probably, yeah, go ahead and max out the, orbments. Of maybe not Celise and Leon, because even though it was a random thought that popped into my mind, now I'm not super trusting these two. I do... Oh, crap! I picked Van! Alright, that's fine. I'm sure they'll be on the up and up, though. That'll be all good.
That's far enough.
He will... Ooh, Cosmic Thrust? Yes. Holy... I do like impeding, random attacks impeding you is a lot rarer in the Daybreak games. I'm not gonna say no to. Get some. She will go ahead and just kill everybody. Oh. Or not. Alright, so we're taking some heat. Some damage.
You will regret that.
That one is... Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and get in there with him. These things are friggin' resilient is the only thing. I'm sure I won't regret using our S-Crafts this early. Though if I wanted to, we could just go back to Laka Bathhouse and completely heal up. It's not that serious. Meanwhile, back in Nesseldom, is this going to flash us over to Nina?
Oh, fantastic rehearsal, people! I want you to channel that same energy in front of the camera.
Remember to breathe with your diaphragm, like we talked about.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, looks like we have trouble.
So is it going to be the Mafia? Or Zek's Arms, rather?
The club is just through here, correct?
Oh my gosh, Rosalie, give it up!
Yes, the group that infiltrated Zect Arms last night went inside not too long ago.
Troops, move in! Catch those pests no matter what it takes!
And she doesn't care who sees, just operating out in broad daylight.
Once we get my data back and snatch the legacy, I'll make lab rats out of every last one of them!
Out of our way!
What in Gehenna?
Hey, this is a hot set. You can't just barge in the middle of a...
Yep. Jeez!
Look here, whippersnappers. I'm not in the mood for your antics right now.
She's...
So what? Take a hike, old hag.
Holy!
Relax. These prop guns only fire blanks. I'll bet they still hurt like the dickens up close, though. Better hang on to your hats.
Jesus!
Can't ask for better extras than this.
Dominique is...
Puppets dance. Haven't you ever heard of a rondo before?
I thought yesterday was bad. This job is going to kill me.
She's awesome!
Lancer is incredible. Wow!
Yeah!
Not to mention...
Hell yeah! Those cameras rolling, boys. I want every second of this on film.
Yeah.
What's with that crazy broad?
Ah! Just shut up and get your men in there before the cops show up!
Uh-oh.
You'll do as a warm-up.
Is that?
You're... But why?
It's not. Who is?
I don't recall asking for backup. But what the hey? Let's wrap this up.
She's got a rocket launcher? Jeez, dude. Dominique's not screwing around. But that's definitely...
So that's the power of a stigma. Scary.
It's not like we bust him out all the time. And we almost never release the full power.
We can't delve into specifics, I'm afraid. Just know it's a power far beyond the ken of mankind. Unless the situation calls for it, we prefer not to make use of it at all.
Well, I'm glad you're on our side.
Right. But don't worry, the situation's gonna call for it quite often.
Keep your distance as you're attacking.
It's all good, though. Soldier's medal. So, it seems like that happens every time. If there's an enemy nearby, it's gonna default to quick arts rather than opening up the chest, which I guess is fine. You definitely don't want to be caught in a situation where you're trying to fight something and the game's not really letting you do it. But it sounded like the Iscariot guy... Gotta say, I didn't expect you guys to be so gung-ho about this legacy business. Chasing down wild rumors doesn't seem like your style. Well, the situation is a bit more involved than that. In what sense? It kind of concerns you guys, so I guess we might as well come clean. But how's about we send that big lug pack in first? Alright. Well, this is another... We've already killed something similar, so we'll just skip to the win.
Here's a little more.
Now's our time to shine.
Our chance.
Initiating drive.
Cypher activate. There.
There.
Go, Catra.
That's far enough.
Activating skill.
Sucker.
Finn. Here's a little more.
It's time.
Here's a little more.
Delise. Activate. Have some more. Chance.
Activating skill.
Got that thing out of here. So, that takes care of that. Now, back to what I was saying. We recovered a bunch of artifacts back during that crap with the Genesis Tower. But before we could bring him back to Arteria, they up and vanished on us. Oh, do they think that the Almata's legacy had something to do with that? Vanished? Between Dante's and those 3 Garden Overseers, that's a decent number of artifacts. Indeed, Fearing a potential crisis, the upper echelon of the church dispatched us to investigate their whereabouts. That don't exactly bode well. Yeah, but with the way those things work, not just anyone can use them. That hasn't been our experience. Complete randos have been able to make total perfect use of artifacts in the past. That's one plus at least. So there's a chance Almata's artifacts are a part of their legacy. We'll find out for ourselves soon enough. So, the artifacts...
So we have a missing artifact, Almata's legacy, and now the Genesis is reacting to something.
Not the kind of thing we can just turn a blind eye to, that's for damn sure.
I feel ya. Appreciate you guys giving us a hand with this one.
What? Is this one of Almata's storage sites?
And we've arrived at our destination. Let us proceed with caution.
Always.
This one ought to give us a run for our Mira.
Zerum powder, which is good because over the course of our fights in the Marian Garten's 3rd floor, we definitely used 1 or 2 Zerum powders.
Ought to be able to rest up here.
So let us purchase modify orbment settings, or it's yeah. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Sepith mass, especially since we got a whole bunch. So Leon, he actually doesn't have much going on there. 640, yeah. See. We could definitely max out. Okay, that's kind of that's a little too rich for our blood at this point. But everyone with anything here, hopefully we don't end up regretting that. We could definitely use some better quartz. Like, we can still only buy this crap. Another EP cut, hit 1, mind 1, impede 1, I guess.
Initiating maintenance.
So we'll give him.
Skills updated.
And also. Who's got fear? Judith. Shield 1. We have to give him the impede.
That's a single element slot.
What does Revelation do? Increases arts range by 1. We'll give that to Katra.
Skills up. That's a single element slot.
An HP 1.
Skills updated.
Provided Katra has...
Switching to maintenance mode.
Yeah, he doesn't have the space for it. That is A-okay.
Commencing maintenance.
I don't want to give the Revelation to her. We'll give her the cast 1. She doesn't have her Fire Spirit verse. Why did they change them? Interesting. We'll give her the... Oh, an EP cut. And also a hit. We'll do EP 1. And we'll give her the evade 2. Alright. So now everybody's working pretty nicely. So instead of healing, the first thing we're gonna do is eat. Okay, we don't have any we don't actually have anything to eat with. So we'll just drop the save here. And now it's about that time. Let's see what happens.
Get a load of that ship. Gives off a real smuggler's hideout vibe.
Yeah. End of the line coming up.
Oh!
Who are you? How did you get here?
I thought he'd be dead. Alright, well.
Robin Glasgow, right? Look, we don't mean you any harm. I'm a Spriggan. Me and my pals here have a couple of questions we'd like to ask.
Huh?
Okay, I mean, is this gonna be the situation where he just acquiesce? I guess it is. Huh. Alright, well.
I started working for Almata when I was around 15 years old.
Dang, and he's 43 now.
Couldn't land any other way to make a decent living. So when the boss said jump, I asked how high. After a while, I was put in charge of managing the goods. Apart from that, they left me in the dark. That might be the reason I got in good with them. Not even Dante's ever tried to do away with me.
So he asked no questions and he was told no lies.
You had tenure, in a manner of speaking.
And for a mafioso, you must have been pretty reliable. The fact that you were hiding here on your own for over 2 months is proof of that.
Save the backhanded compliments. Still, I've got to hand it to you for nosing out my safe house. What are you here for, if not to dispose of me? Mira? Revenge?
We want to bring you back to your kid.
I'm not going to resist either way, so whatever you're after, be my guest.
That look on his face. It's as if he's given up.
Hey, humility is a virtue, old man. You want to make a confession, we'll hear you out.
Huh?
Now, Celise. Let's not complicate matters here.
Well, we might as well before S hits the F.
What we want to ask about is Almata's legacy. The Crimson Fragment, to be more precise.
You know about that?
Barely.
Not half as much as you, by the sound of it. Word is, there's some sort of component out there. Something Almata called the Final Key. The entire criminal underworld is up in arms trying to find it.
What do you want with it anyway?
I mean, we're trying to make sure that Almata's legacy doesn't come to pass, whatever it is. Almata was bad freaking news.
I pray to Adios I'm wrong, but are you aiming to raise Gehenna all over again?
That's exactly what we're trying to prevent.
Answer me. What do you plan to do if you get that fragment?
Jeez.
Do you really want another disaster like Cray Village on your hands?
Wait a minute. What's Cray got to do with this?
Are you saying its destruction is related somehow?
So another nuke?
Setting that nuclear weapon off was pure evil on Almata's part. Completely wiped Cray Village off the map. If the legacy is mixed up in all that...
This thing is setting off more alarm bells by the minute. You must have been in pretty deep with that bomb fiasco, too.
Let's just say even a bottom-of-the-barrel grunt like me has a moral code to live by.
Right, he's like, they way crossed the line on that one.
I won't let anybody repeat the atrocities committed by those bastards up top.
I see. You possess more of a conscience than I would assume from a member of the Mafia. But that's all the more reason for you to comply. Our work involves retrieving and isolating dangerous articles that fall beyond the bounds of conventional wisdom. I'm sure you realize that we can't just let anyone run rampant with them out in the open.
Exactly, we want the same things for that to not happen again.
And then there's all the craziness that went down back in Edith. Don't know how much the two coincide, but if Almata's got anything to do with it, then we need to put the final nail in their coffin ASAP. And I'm thinking you probably feel the same way.
You've got me pegged there. All right, I give. Maybe this is my chance to make good on things.
Excellent, and nobody ended up having to get blasted.
Not that I expect to be forgiven just like that.
So you'll help us?
I advise you not petition help from those who are beyond it.
Uh-oh, okay. So I think this is the Iscariot dude, and he's probably going to try to kill Robin, or Robert, whatever the heck his first name is, Mr. Glasgow.
It's those warrior monks from the church. Iscariot!
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Who said you chucklehoods could barge in on us?
I thought I sensed something earlier. To what do we owe the pleasure, Vice Captain?
And it's still crazy to me that there's so much intra-church strife. This guy. Iscariot Vice Captain Ashlad.
Mother Celise. Father Leon. I scarcely expected to see you here. Much less with that Spriggan.
Yeah, it was kind of weird running into him, but happy to have him here to back us up against you guys.
Nevertheless, we have a mission to perform. I must ask that you not impede it.
They want to kill him.
You've got a mission. What about us? We're not the ones doing the impeding here, bub.
I'm guessing you came for his head?
Correct. This man is to be executed for his misdeeds.
Yeah, we're not going to let that happen.
Robin Glasgow, as a member of Almata, drove his truck into Cray Village that fateful day.
He delivered the nuke to Cray?
It was you, without question, who delivered the nuclear weapon that visited tragedy upon its inhabitants.
No wonder he doesn't want to repeat the tragedy. He's basically the root cause of it.
I didn't realize.
No, dude. The fact that, I'm gonna be honest, the fact that we found him here and not his corpse, it's becoming more surprising by the moment.
But even still, he only did that because he was ordered to. It's not like he knew what he was carrying.
That's true. He was just a grunt, but still.
She's right. I had no clue what that orb was about. At least not then. However...
This is insane. Those lunatics have gone too far. Thousands of innocent people murdered. Wait, the cargo I was transporting. Was this my fault? Well, look who it is. Oh, that's Melchior. Yep. Splendidly done, Glasgow. Thanks to you, everything went off without a hitch. Now, be a good little worker bee and take the next one over to Arasion for us, okay?
Even after learning what it was capable of, I still took that second shipment to Arasion.
I mean, Melchior would have killed you immediately if you hadn't.
My family lives an honest life. If I rocked the boat, it would have been them who suffered for it.
Right, he would have killed it, like, okay, he wouldn't have killed him, he'd have killed everybody he cared about.
So I left Taria. She returned to her hometown with our son. While I went back to work.
Damn. That's brutal.
It is, for everybody involved.
And yet, this does not change how you carried out the plan with full knowledge of what it entailed.
That's true. The first time he was ignorant. The second time he very much was not.
Such are the deeds of a heretic. Only in death may you find redemption.
Okay, so I was right about the heretical part, but wrong about who was going to deem it so.
But hang on a minute. He's not the one you should be blaming here.
I feel the same. It isn't worth taking his life over.
I'd save my breath if I were you. Once someone has been branded a heretic, he won't stop until justice has meted out.
Well,
that does pose a problem, though. We can't wring very much information out of a corpse, after all.
Time for some church-on-church violence.
If it's a scrap you're looking for, come get some.
If you insist on interfering with our duties, then so be it. Two Dominions will present a minor challenge. We may need to exert ourselves after a fashion.
All right.
We saw those before in Arasion.
Yep, their special power-up.
Yes. Those are multiplex spiritual marks, made manifest through their Xiphas. And the Vice Captain's is nearly as powerful as our stigmas.
Hey, who are you calling a minor challenge?
Exactly.
Damn. No sidestepping this one. These guys ain't messing around, so don't get sloppy out there.
Fine. Let's do this.
We should have the levels for this as well, so.
I will not allow you to get between me and my hunt.
Alright, so he's gonna open up with a La Crest. That cast one is nice. Punishment. Nope.
I'll make him eat dirt.
So, we don't have the range for that, huh? Interesting.
Now's your chance to boost.
We'll show no mercy.
I guess he can Earthbreaker?
Going all in.
Alright, let's just hope they get a little closer, I guess. Holy Chakram. So we need her thing to go off first. Oh crap, I should have had him Chrono Drive. So his punishment gets a special animation. Alright. Earthbreaker. Good stuff. Let's get it. And so the two... Let's have... So she doesn't have enough for Fiamma Midgard. Not yet, anyways. We'll keep... Yeah. Oh, nice. Uh-oh.
You're a powerful foe indeed.
Boost gauge limit.
So does he have a, does he have an S-Craft? I doubt it. We'll have him satellite cure, and that should bring her... There we go. Go ahead and drop one right on his head. So he's frozen and burned somehow.
My move now.
And Van... He doesn't have... Dang. Lost Mobius. Alright. So that's in play. Yeah, Vandalize Raid. We'll do... Dang. Alright, well. Too far away, so that's not grand.
Master has taught you
well. We'll do... I don't think there's any points in... God dang. Well, at least we sat down the one guy. Support main. Alright, let's go ahead and get that Dagata driver in. Or Dagama driver, rather. Only 3K. Could have been better, but you know what? Uh-oh. Alright, that's fine if Kakra went down. That is less fine. He just healed off basically all the damage Kakra did. We'll do a reviving balm.
Thanks.
Go ahead and bring him right back. And she has Grand Serpent.
Must fulfill my objective.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Aura Breath again. Get out of here with that. Okay. So he's going to get to supporting. And then a Chrono Drive. Get everybody nice and sped up. Okay, so now we should be in there. That is bad.
You're freaking dead.
So Kakra doesn't really have the stun. Nice. He have no healing. There we go.
You have my thanks.
But he is the only person who can... Okay. Definitely want to go ahead and make the most of this. One of these. That's it. We got him. Okay. Him healing himself. But it's less... So, him using Aura Breath actually is less obnoxious because at least it consumes...
These chumps just won't stay down.
Because at least he doesn't get, like, free actions after that, you know?
Our multiplex spiritual marks seem to be more precise than before as well.
Yeah, but don't count us out yet.
That's enough, all of you.
Are they gonna, like, maybe... Because I can't imagine Ashlad killing us all.
I've long been ready to pay the price for my actions. If this is my time, that's fine by me.
Is the Genesis going to activate upon Robin's death?
But Mr. Glasgow...
I'm sorry. It breaks my heart getting a youngster like you wrapped up in all this. I don't deserve your protection. Not after all the horrible things I've abetted throughout my life.
Can't say I agree with you there.
You have people waiting for you.
You've got a price to pay, all right. But is dying really the way to square things out? Even as a member of Almata, your last dangling thread, you hated the Mafia at heart. So instead of running away from your sins, tap into that moral code of yours and make up for them.
Exactly. You've got a lot of useful information.
If you regret what you did so much, when's the last time you left the people of Cray any flowers? Or gone to a memorial mass? We still don't have the whole picture on Almata's money trails either. There's a mountain of questions that only you know the answers to. The way I see it, you've got plenty of work left on your plate.
Exactly, which is why we can't let Ashlad complete his single-minded quest.
Van.
Sometimes the bigger the crime, the more we have to do to set things right.
Appealing to morals, are we?
Kinda sappy for my taste. But Master's littlest students got the right idea. Listen up, turd monkeys. This guy's coming with us. Gripe all you want, but we got to him first, and that's all there is to it. You follow me?
Oh?
I won't deny that we've had our spats here and there.
But we're not about to let this slide.
But even you must concede that, generally speaking, the church gives precedence to the party that first took initiative.
So, the goddess is on our side.
In light of that, I must insist that you let us handle things from here on out.
And we couldn't have established that without beating them down first?
You can either swallow your pride, or stake it on another ill-fated attempt to intervene.
Oh, okay. He's like, you can throw down the gauntlet again if you like.
How uncommon for a Dominion to bring diplomacy to the table, rather than their stigmas.
They did say they prefer to avoid dropping those bombs on you.
Oh, yeah? You want to file a complaint or something?
Not at all. We will relinquish this matter, along with Almata's legacy, to you. But be warned, one misstep and we will be there to reassume control.
I'd like to see you try.
Everything worked out in the end.
Right, okay, because Ashlad was never going to kill us, so how do we die?
Perhaps. Only time will tell for certain.
Hey, he backed off, didn't he? That's a pretty good resolution in my book. Wouldn't be able to take you to see your boy otherwise.
What? You've met Luca? Oh, never mind. You know, I had half a mind to tell you to keep all your preaching to yourself.
But Van was able to break through, wasn't he?
But I'm grateful you didn't. It'll be a long time yet before I'm able to face my wife and son again, though.
What do you mean?
Like I said before, this is my chance to make good on things.
Wait, are Tarja and Luca dead?
I'm turning myself into the police.
Oh.
That's the only way I can put my family back together again.
Oh, yeah. That kid is going to be 40 years old himself before this guy gets out.
Mr. Glasgow.
You're a family man through and through.
Your sentence will be lengthy, no doubt. But you appear to have what it takes to serve it out.
Yeah, get your act together in there. You hear?
All right, well.
It's not much of a start on giving back, but I want you to have this.
The next key to the final key.
I can see now that the Crimson Fragment will be safe with you.
Does he have it? There's no way.
Oh, for the love... You were holding out on us the whole time.
He does have it.
Seriously? You know you really ought to... Wait a second.
Is that a Genesis piece?
Is that what I think it is?
So, the final Genesis is in pieces.
An antique ornament. And the craftsmanship is incredibly intricate at that. I don't think there's any mistaking it.
It looks to be part of a Genesis. Much like the one on Van's person.
So you've already heard of them?
Yeah, we have.
That's right. This piece comes from a Genesis. The 8th, if I had to guess.
Holy crap, he knows a whole lot.
The 8th Genesis?
So, we're gonna spend the entire game putting the 8th Genesis together.
It's true we never found it, but... Van, what do you make of this?
It was taken apart. Which means... Damn it. That bastard.
So, and if they're calling this the Crimson Fragment, the other, Grendel Zola, whatever the heck, that one is also Crimson. So he's got part of the Genesis.
Master Bearguard gave us the rundown. These Genesees or whatever are the things Almata was trying to gather up, yeah?
Correct. Couldn't tell you why, but the orders came straight from Dante's himself. His lackey spent an awful long time searching for them. But for whatever reason, they never did find the last one.
So how did you come to have a piece of it?
This single fragment was sent to me the day before that whole death game started.
Alright, by who though?
So this is their final key. This crimson fragment. While not an artifact, it is still capable of inducing supernatural phenomena.
And when it does get assembled, it'll be a full freaking power.
I don't know all the details, but it was a Genesis they used to create that nuclear weapon, right? This piece doesn't seem to have much power on its own, but I wouldn't take my word for that. The shape tells me that it's a section of the outer frame. Hard to say what would happen if you put all the pieces together.
Dang, it's really good we found this guy.
Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree here, but do you have a lead on one of those pieces, Arkride?
No, we didn't even know it was in pieces before now.
You could say that.
Well, now that flashback has revealed it, we did see that, but we had no idea it was a Genesis we were looking at prior to now.
It's nothing solid, though. I'll have to fact check it myself. Glasgow, what can you tell us about the other fragments? I'll take anything, even if it's a long shot.
Well, now that you mention it, there were rumors of something similar over in Longport.
Well, guess we're meeting up with a certain someone.
Unfortunately, I left all my paperwork on it behind. It should still be in my office back home.
Paperwork? Why does that sound familiar?
Because it was in that suitcase.
Oh! Right! It's probably in that suitcase. We should get in touch with Luca and...
A suitcase? Doesn't ring a bell.
Uh-oh. So Luca put all that stuff together to give to someone, probably in exchange for information on his dad.
By the way, if you don't mind my asking, how exactly did you meet my son?
We ran into him just yesterday, actually.
He was hauling this massive suitcase all over the place looking for you. Pretty darn brave for a kid his age.
We never officially accepted his request to find you, but I guess now we get to deliver some good news after all.
Is he about to tell us that Luca is like 5?
Hold up. Just what are you going on about?
Huh? Like we said, we met Luca yesterday.
Yeah, he stuffed all those documents you mentioned into a big suitcase and...
We're way off base, aren't we?
My son's name is Luca.
Uh-oh.
Whoever you spoke to, it wasn't him. My Luca only just turned 5 years.
Jesus! Wait, what kind of magic?
My fragment now.
Is that him?
You!
His face. Isn't that Luca?
So, it was a trick the whole time. Okay, well, hey.
The so-called son himself, And that bullet just now.
You kept changing directions mid-flight. The kid's got some kind of special power. The hell's going on here, Arkride?
Well, Genesis ain't saving him now.
We got played, plain and simple. I knew I caught a whiff of something fishy.
I didn't think it was gonna be this, though.
But I didn't think you'd sucker us in this hard, Luca. You sent us on Glasgow's trail by taking his son's name. We led you straight to him.
Ding, ding, ding! And Mr. Spriggan wins the prize. Still, I'm shocked you caught on so fast. Here I had you figured for total rubes. If you hadn't turned my request down, I wouldn't have had to slink behind you the whole way here.
Right, this Luca guy would have been standing right next to us when we got here, no doubt.
And I worked so hard getting into character, too. Like, why you gotta be such a buzzkill?
What kind of sick joke is this?
But there was a girl with him, too.
I don't care who you are with your shifty get-up and your shiny gun. You've got to be real twisted to yuck it up after you just shot a man!
I second that. Why do this right when he was prepared to atone for his crimes?
That's a good question.
Get down here, you shit-eating brat! You picked the wrong lady to flex your cheap shots in front of. And now I'm gonna give you the ass whooping of a lifetime.
Jeez, she's instantly busting out the stigma.
Oh no, a big scary Dominion! I sure hope she doesn't burn me to ashes. As if. You wanna heat things up? How's this grab ya?
So, are these Zekdarms?
Archaisms?
Wait, they're just straight up archaisms? Oh, right. We did see him and that girl with Ouroboros, so.
A whole squad of them. These models pack a punch, too.
So archaism's just fully back now, but it's been a while since we've squared off with straight up archaisms, so that's fine.
And that's not all!
And now he's got the. Oh, crap.
He enhanced them?
Okay, so this is gonna be what kills us.
That must be the fragment's power. There are also his irregular ricochets to consider. We mustn't take him lightly, Celise.
Save it for someone who cares. I'm gonna rip that twerp and his playmates a new one.
Ixis, the glinting bullet.
Guess I should reintroduce myself. The name's Ix.
Ix.
Hope you don't mind me juicing these bots up. Can't get a new toy without trying it out, you know. Better get your game faces on. I'll fill them with more holes than a honeycomb.
He really means to kill us.
And he's gonna pull it off.
Bring it on. It's time we taught this kid some manners.
Yeah, let's take him down.
Alright. Oh.
Don't think for a second that you can escape the glinting bullet.
How nice of him to jump down. I wouldn't have done that. Whoa. These things are huge. Alright, and we still have the same, but that's fine. We've got a critical Laplace code coming up. Or we would have. Ha ha ha. That ain't good. Let's Celestial Balm Van.
There.
Thanks, pal.
Bless him up really quickly. And then Van's gonna have to do the same thing.
Use a shard boost to get the upper hand.
Let's have him go in. It's not nearly as powerful as it could have been, but... At least now...
Now, how shall we kill them?
Did he say how should we kill them? He's not screwing around either.
Take him down, Celise.
Time to turn it.
Alright. Well, we gotta do what we gotta do. Neutrino laser. A double can't move, which is excellent. 500, 200.
Keep your guard up.
So I don't think I've got anybody.
Cypher activate. There's nowhere to run. Okapa Integra.
Jeez. So his S-Craft most definitely saved us.
Vital's low. I'm not doing so well.
He's gonna have to eat this Canele.
There.
We don't really have much. Yeah, this ain't going too well.
Dance for me, why don't you?
Holy. Alright. Not gonna lie. It's just because... Oh, interesting. Alright. She will Zerum. Powder.
Not too late to throw in the towel.
Him.
I owe you one.
So, I don't think there's... I think no matter what...
This is great. Got something for you.
Okay, as long as it's not an S-Craft.
Beyond bullet.
Still pretty strong like one, though.
Now or never.
So that inflicts slow and delay. So we'll reviving ball and Katra.
Thanks.
Chance.
And he will...
It's go time.
Well, the only, like, as far as healing items go, there's a very low chance Katra lives this. I'm not gonna lie, I might redo this fight, because I don't like how many Zerum items I ended up having to use.
That's far enough.
So, Satellite Cure.
Van.
And now Van can Chrono Drive, where she can drop this crit.
Boost gauge expanded.
Wow, the crit that barely did anything.
Here goes.
Another one of these.
Boost gauge limiter unlocked.
There's no winner.
Okay, we're still... Uh-oh.
We go. I won't lose.
We shan't.
There. Appreciate it.
Okay. Frykugel again, as long as... Golden, as long as no one died. Can Van Earth Guard in time? Yeah. Give us a bit more time in order for him to be able to go back to healing us.
Got something. I won't lose.
All right. So let's get that satellite cure.
Satellite cure.
And Van is going to continue Earth guarding. She's got, well, she has breath, but a critical up is nice. Another Frykugel, which, yeah, we should be good on.
You're freaking dead.
And then how about a La Forte? Just a regular hit. No problems there. Shield Fiamma Midgard.
Holy shit, were you for real? Give him hell, Arkride.
Yeah, we're gonna have to keep Earth guarding. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And we don't have anything that's pumping his CP every turn, so that's also a bit of an issue. Another Frykugel.
My move now.
Okay, everybody's Earth Guard is looking pretty alright. Uh-oh. Res down. You just keep the satellite cures live. What do we have? We have a bunch of...
Your move.
Who's crit? Okay, her crit and strength are still... We still have plenty of turns on those, so... And she was still in recast, so...
Okay, bored now. Let's call it here.
Alright. If he does have an S-Craft, I'm not upset about the fact that we didn't see it.
Now, Katra.
On it.
Alright.
Oh crap!
Target recovered.
Yeah? Not for long, it isn't.
Don't take out...
Time's over, you little punk.
I thought Theo's life was over. Alright.
Aw, man. Game, set, and match, huh? Whatever. We'll stop here and call it a day.
Ix, right? The core to this Genesis. It's with that thing that's been terrorizing Edith, ain't it?
Yeesh, way to put me on the spot. Can't let your guard down around a Spriggan for a second, huh? Suss out any more and it might louse up the plan. Anyway, I did what I came to do, so time to hit the road.
Hey, get back here!
He's gone. For a boy so young, his prowess is nothing to scoff at.
And we didn't
I
die.
wonder what the deal is with him and that power he's got. But let's put a pin in that. There's someone else we need to take care of right now.
Yeah.
Alright.
That shot hit right where it counts. Not sure there's much we can do to save him.
Is he still even... Has he been hanging on this whole time?
Stay with us, Mr. Glasgow.
He must be in.
Is on the way. You just need to hang in there a little longer.
This can't be how it ends.
It seems like it's gonna be.
Sorry. I know how badly you wanted to see your family.
Don't think twice about it. I'm just glad I could pass that fragment along. That's one less weight on my chest. Tarja, Luca, rest easy. You're safe now. So, be happy. That's all I could ever ask.
Aw. He died
Robin
with us.
Glasgow. May Adius see thee to thy rest.
May thy sins be forgiven, and thy peace everlasting.
Aw. Well. Is this how it ends, though? So it's only... So I guess we're not going to die every single time. Afterward, Van and the group reached out to the police and Bracer Guild who attended to Glasgow's remains upon their arrival. Discovered among his belongings was a ledger with detailed records of Almata's financial dealings. This proved to be a major breakthrough in shedding more light on their operations. Alright. Despite all the bumps along the way, Director Gotti and Director Lom's collaborative film completed principal photography in Messeldom. Okay, and everybody in Zect Arms, because again, it was not a smart move that they made. Zect Arms, by contrast, was subjected to a compulsory investigation, forcing the company to withdraw from the Republic. I doubt that's the last we're gonna see of Rosalie, though. Yeah, see? Although a number of their employees did manage to evade the authorities, the port city was finally at peace once more. After who knows how long, because he had Almata move in, then he had Zect Arms move in. Meanwhile, Van and company, having left the rest of the cleanup to the police and guild, decided to close out one final 4SPG, one that they never truly received from the people who should have been the ones giving it. And so, in a small village just a short ways away from town, they delivered Glasgow's last words to his family. Aw. Well, he had a rough go of it, that's for sure.
Yes, all is proceeding smoothly.
And they got what they wanted in
However,
the end.
I suspect that the boy in my report has ties to the man in question. It is imperative that we keep him and the Beast of Crimson under surveillance.
So, who's he talking to?
That was more of a blast than I thought. Sure, there were some hiccups, but it wasn't too shabby for my first job.
First job?
Uh-huh. Look, I get it already. Don't sweat it. The fuse is lit and the party's just begun. It's on us to pump things up, Yorda.
So that's the girl. The Legion of Heroes trails through Daybreak 2, Act 1A, Port Capriccio, and... Alright, so the left side fragment of the 8th Genesis is now in our possession. 6,000 Mira has been placed in your account as a reward for completing the Almata's Legacy 4SPG request.
That's how it goes.
Gain 2 SP by releasing the Orbital Lock. Gain 5 SP by progressing in the Marian Garten.
Rank up.
D+.
Damn, that's pretty generous.
Water Breath? Increases potency of healing arts by 50%. This is new as well. We've never had 2 of the exact same quartz, but of different elements.
Can't complain with that.
But it does do 2 different things, though.
Nothing to it.
This time, Dominion Salisa's stats have risen thanks to being Employee of the Month. Alright. The Girl from Paradise has been added to the archive. So, let's view the Girl from Paradise.
The Girl from Paradise.
Welcome to Paradise.
This was Paradise, and within Paradise lived a little girl, as well as other children around her age.
This was just her star door.
The other children were always toiling away at their work, yet the girl was never asked to do anything at all.
Let me give you a useful tip. Always be sure to say, "It would be my pleasure."
Saying sorry just makes them want to hurt you more.
They taught her all she needed to know about their work, but she knew she would never have to apply the knowledge given to her.
So don't worry about me. You just focus on being happy like you always are.
You're our princess, and you're really, really important to us.
We're all here to protect you. And that's why we make it so you don't need to see a thing.
But over time, the children began to disappear, one after another after another.
So,
in the end, the only other remaining child also disappeared, and the girl had to go to work for the very first time.
You've been nominated. Just do what you usually do.
What I usually do? That wasn't me. That wasn't me. That wasn't me!
Man.
They made the girl drink the water of life, like they did with all the other children before her.
So,
What's happening?
I really wish I could read like a... What?
What are you going to be today? A sweet doll? A cool boy? Come on over here.
It would be my pleasure.
That was the girl's response, a response that had become routine.
Huh.
That was paradise.
All of them have gone.
Yeah, this is a... It's been... Oh my gosh, it's been, what, 6 years since I've seen that particular door? But... Yeah, that's crazy. But I guess since we're seeing this now, Ren is going to be playing a very important role in the next part. But I guess we'll find out more about that. That's all going to be next time, though, so definitely join me then for more of the Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2. Bye for now, guys.
A sea of clouds, and at its heart, the world tree, piercing the heavens. This is the world we call home. All rest.